A round of applause as we all gather to celebrate Chartered Accountants Day. CA Sunil Singhania is a leading figure in Indian asset management. He is the founder of Abacus Asset Management Private Limited. The tagline of his company says, "Believe in the basics." And CA Nilesh Shah is the managing director of Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company Limited. He's a part-time member of Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. Also part-time member of Unique Identification Authority of India. So with the first panel being absolutely ready, I first and foremost invite CA Hansraj Chugh for his opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit ji. It's been a pleasure for me to find on the dais the investment, or we talk about the guru, in the subject which we all admire as a professional chartered accountant. Naturally, as far as the investment and the growth, creation of the wealth, it's everyone's need and everyone admires. And today we are fortunate enough, two of our experts, those to whom we can simply say investment guru, who multiplies the impact of their strength of their intellects and the strength of their understanding about the capital market and the financial market is so high, CA Nilesh Shah ji, and another gentleman, CA Sunil Singhania ji, is around us, and the moderation will be taken care of by none other than my own friends with whom I have been joined the council, even CA Durgesh Kabra ji. I remember his command and control and the understanding about the financial market also equally good. Today he is also there, so he will be moderating the session. And naturally, if we understand that at the earliest we start investing, though we are at a certain age, but the impact of our thought, कि every month if we take something, a pledge, कि something to be invested, either in the maybe in the long term, or if we are in the regular in the whole system, so not limiting to the whatsoever the awareness we have, but certainly the power of investment is very high. So my own understanding simply says कि whatsoever we earn, the some portion of it has to be really invested with. With this initial remarks, I welcome both the investment gurus, Nilesh ji and Sunil ji, and I am really grateful to my friend CA Durgesh Kabra ji for moderating this particular session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CA Hansraj Chugh, sir. Thank you very much, CA Hansraj Chugh, sir, for your opening remarks. It's over to the moderator, CA Durgesh Kabra.
Good evening to one and all. Friends, the background has been given for this today's session, where we have with us Nilesh Bhai and Sunil ji. But before we begin the panel discussion, a quick disclaimer. Unlike most panel, you have sat through, this one is not sponsored by any mutual fund house. So nobody on this stage is obligated to tell that mutual fund sahi hai. We are going to ask some questions which Nilesh Bhai or Sunil ji may feel comfortable or may not feel comfortable. I have made a request to both of them that please do not dodge them with the SIP pitch. On the stage, these two gentlemen who are sitting here, managing lakhs of crore, and has collectively watched for last 4 decades Harshad Mehta rise and fall, was 2008 wipeout portfolio overnight, was the 2020 crash and fastest recovery in market history, and has somehow stayed sane and solvent through all of it. That alone makes them worth 100 hours of YouTube finance content. This 45 minutes which are there is going to be like 100 hours of finance and capital market content for you. So let's begin where every investor's story actually begins, not with the strategy, but with a scar. And to begin with, I am going to ask both of you, sir, between the two of you, who has more than 4 decades of watching Dalal Street, genuinely, what's the most expensive lesson the market ever taught to you, and that too free of cost? Choice is yours. Who wants to answer first?
Thank you. Wish everyone CA Day. Really a great occasion to be amidst you in such a nice, hall. And thanks ICAI for having me here. So first of all, no lesson is free of cost. If a lesson is free of cost, then it is not a lesson. So every lesson which we have undergone has a cost. And I would say that every moment, every day, every week, every month, every year we undergo lessons. That is the nature of equity markets. But every lesson makes us all the more experienced, and I think that helps. Amidst all this, we can say that Lehman was a lesson or XYZ was a lesson. I think the biggest lesson has been times when we tend to get shaken up and lose our confidence. So the biggest lesson for investors has been not being invested. And I would say that from time to time, markets give such huge opportunities. And during those times, I think we are now getting a little bit more matured, but hota hai, like even in March, things were looking a little rough, I think the lesson has been that if the economy is growing, if the outlook is, India is going to grow to 8-10 trillion, then the biggest lesson is that never be underinvested.
Great, thank you. Nilesh bhai?
Well, जैसे सुनील ने कहा कीमत तो चुकानी पड़ती है, बट एक लेसन जो मुझे मिला अपनी कारकिर्दी की शुरुआत में, in the early 90s I had lost money and then I was going around to learn, और किसी ने बहुत अच्छी तरह समझाया कि देख बेटा, दलाल स्ट्रीट में दिवाली की रात को हम लक्ष्मी माता का पूजन करते हैं, बट लक्ष्मी माता की कृपा चाहिए तो रोज सरस्वती माता की पूजा करना। वो आज तक
क्या
जेब पे रखी है।
तो हम सब सरस्वती के पुत्र हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, और आपको इनडायरेक्टली कह दिया है कि बिना सरस्वती की पूजा किए, बिना एनालिटिक्स के मार्केट में कुछ भी नहीं है, अपना ध्यान पूरा लगाना है उसको। नीलेश भाई, आपसे शुरुआत करते हैं। हर बुल मार्केट अपनी एक कहानी छोड़ जाता है। हर्षद मेहता, केतन पारेख, .com IPOs, और आज का स्मॉल कैप से सस्ता कुछ नहीं वाला यूट्यूब ज्ञान। आजकल निवेश से जुड़ी ऐसी कौन सी सबसे खतरनाक सलाह है जिसे सुनकर आप चाहते हैं कि लोग अब उस पर विश्वास करना बंद कर दें?
जब मैं देखता हूँ पढ़े लिखे लोगों को, अनपढ़ लोगों को, बुजुर्ग को, छोटे बच्चे को ये मानते हुए कि मेरे माँ बाप के सिवा दुनिया में और कोई भी है जो चाहता है मेरा भला हो, स्पेशली जो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स है यूट्यूब पे, टेलीग्राम चैनल पे, वो आके मुझे बता देंगे मेरा कैसा पैसा बनेगा, कैसे भला होगा। तो ये सब सुन के आश्चर्य होता है कि इतनी तो चपट खा ली, अब तो समझ जा भाई।
अरे वाह, सुनील जी आप ऐड करेंगे कुछ?
नहीं, आई थिंक नीलेश जी ने एकदम शॉर्ट में बहुत कुछ बता दिया। मैं सिर्फ खाली एक ऐड करना चाहूँगा। हम सब है ना रीसेंसी बायस के शिकार हैं। जो लास्ट 6 महीने में हुआ है ना, हमको लगता है कि वो आगे चलते रहेगा। तो जनवरी फरवरी में नीलेश जी के साथ में भी यही हुआ होगा जो मेरे साथ में हो रहा था। हम जाते थे इक्विटी समझाने और लोग हमको पूछते थे सोना लूं क्या चांदी लूं क्या। इक्विटी के बारे में पूछते ही नहीं थे। तो हमको भी कभी कभी लगता था यार ये फंड मैनेजमेंट छोड़ के कोई सोने चांदी की दुकान खोल लेते हैं, वो बेटर है। अब जाते हैं ना तो सोना चांदी का तो भूत उतर गया, अभी कोई पूछता भी नहीं है। अब लोग ज्ञान देते हैं एसके हाइनिक्स और सैमसंग की। सच्ची बोलना, आप में से कितने लोगों को 2 साल पहले एसके हाइनिक्स करके कंपनी है पता थी? आई थिंक नोबडी। तो किसी को पता नहीं थी। अभी वो कंपनी $1 ट्रिलियन की है। तो आई थिंक ये रीसेंसी बायस वो बहुत बड़ा एक ये है। अभी क्यों इन्फ्लुएंसर्स सक्सेसफुल होते हैं? बिकॉज इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हमको वो बताते हैं जो हम सुनना चाहते हैं, नॉट नेसेसरली विच इज़ राइट। उनको पता है कि अभी सबको डिफेंस में लग रहा है कि कुछ है तो हमको डिफेंस के 5 स्टॉक दे देंगे। तो आई थिंक एवरी टाइम जस्ट गेट अवे फ्रॉम रीसेंसी बायस। जो एकदम इमीडिएट पास्ट में हुआ वो आगे होने नहीं वाला है। एंड आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग विच वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल ऑफ। और उससे है ना ये थोड़ा इन्फ्लुएंसर का ज्ञान अपने आप ही कम हो जाएगा।
सो अल्टीमेटली यहाँ पे भी जो मैं समझ पा रहा हूँ वो यही है कि हमें सरस्वती पुत्र होना जरूरी है। इन्फ्लुएंसर्स के चक्कर में ना पड़ने के बजाय अपने खुद के एनालिसिस ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होंगे। सुनील जी, with the index fund eating market share globally, where exactly does an active fund manager's age comes from in India today? And be honest, is the age shrinking?
Okay. So, see, what is index fund? Index fund is just replicating what is already there in the index. अभी इंडेक्स में कौन सी कंपनियां आती है? इंडेक्स में वो कंपनियां आती है जो रीसेंट पास्ट में जिसने अच्छा किया हो, जिसका मार्केट कैप बढ़ चुका है, वो इंडेक्स में आती है। और इंडेक्स फंड क्या करता है? आई कॉल इट डम मनी, बिकॉज इंडेक्स फंड बिना दिमाग लगाए जो भी इंडेक्स में वो पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक का रेशियो है वो स्टॉक में वो इन्वेस्ट कर देता है। इन अ मैच्योर्ड मार्केट इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट। आई थिंक इंडिया में अब तक तो हम बेटर करते आए हैं। इवन दिस ईयर इफ यू सी परफॉर्मेंस इज़ वेरी गुड। एंड मैं रीज़न बताता हूँ उसका। देखो, हम 1947 में इंडिपेंडेंस मिली हमको, पहला ट्रिलियन को हमको 60 साल लग गए। बट व्हाट सेक्टर्स कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटेड टू दैट 1 ट्रिलियन? इट वॉज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटेड बाई स्टील, टी, जूट, टेक्सटाइल, दैट वॉज इंडिया। 1 ट्रिलियन to 4 trillion was contributed by private banks, IT services, pharma, consumption, did very, very well. Abhi 4 से 8 trillion will be contributed from some new sectors also. But आज भी अगर हम इंडेक्स देखें, इंडेक्स is comprising of some of the sectors which have done very well in the past. तो आप इंडेक्स में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो ना, तो वो काफ़ी सारी कंपनियां, थोड़ी नई कंपनियां भी आती है, बट काफ़ी सारी कंपनियां उसमें से ऐसी रहती है जिसका हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छा है, but maybe future is not that bright. And when you are investing in equity, you are not investing for the past, you are investing for the future. अभी आप देख लीजिए IT services. It did very well in the past. It is not doing well now and it might not do well in the future, but index में 10% weightage आज भी IT services का है. Consumer staple, साबुन, तेल, टूथपेस्ट, they had growth. अभी तो आप गांव में भी जाओगे तो दिन में 2 बार तो ब्रश करते हैं ये लोग। तो फॉर कोलगेट टू ग्रो लोगों को 3 बार ब्रश करना पड़ेगा तो ही ग्रो कर पाएंगे, क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन तो ग्रो होना भी थोड़ा कम हो गया है ना। तो इंडेक्स में देर आर लॉट ऑफ सेक्टर्स एंड कंपनीज विच वर डूइंग वेरी वेल इन द पास्ट विच माइट नॉट डू वेल इन द फ्यूचर। तो आई थिंक अभी तक तो वी आर एबल टू मैनेज। खाली एक चीज है, द इन्वेस्टमेंट अरीना इज बिकम वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव। तो जब मैंने इन्वेस्टमेंट करना शुरू किया था, नीलेश जी तो मेरे से भी पहले कर रहे थे, तभी इतने एनालिस्ट नहीं थे, इतनी ट्रैकिंग नहीं थी, इतना इंटरनेट नहीं था, बैलेंस शीट मिलने के लिए स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को चिट्ठी लिखनी पड़ती थी, फिर वो अपने 10 दिन बाद में बुलाता था कि फोटोकॉपी करके आपको बैलेंस शीट दे देंगे। अभी तो ऑनलाइन मिलती है, सब प्रेजेंटेशन ऑनलाइन है, अभी एआई से यू कैन डू ऑल दिस। सो इट इज बिकमिंग कॉम्पिटिटिव, बट इट इज स्टिल possible in India to create a difference as compared to active funds. And if you are not compared to passive funds, and if you are not able to create a difference, then we will not exist.
Correct. So you agree that the जो रफ्तार हैं वो धीरे धीरे कम हो रही, उतनी बढ़ नहीं रही है?
नहीं, वो आपके ऊपर है ना, आपको क्या रफ्तार से चलना है आप बट डिफरेंस तो है रिटर्न में। जैसे जैसे इकोनॉमी मैच्योर होती है ना, आपका निफ्टी का भी रिटर्न कम हो जाएगा, तो परसेंटेज वाइज यू विल बी एबल टू आउट परफॉर्म, लेकिन एब्सोल्यूट गैप ऑब्वियसली विल नैरो।
ओके, ग्रेट। सो अ गुड लर्निंग। नीलेश भाई, कोविड के बाद रिटेल निवेशकों की संख्या में जबरदस्त वृद्धि हुई है। मोबाइल ऐप्स के जरिए ट्रेडिंग करने वाले कई लोग एक अच्छे साल के बाद खुद को निवेशक मानने लगे हैं। यह बदलाव आपके लिए क्या अवसर लेके आया है, और इस नए निवेशक वर्ग को लेकर आपकी सबसे बड़ी चिंता क्या है?
कोविड के बाद डीमैट अकाउंट में, ब्रोकिंग अकाउंट में, म्यूचुअल फंड के फोलियो में इजाफा जरूर हुआ है, बट क्या वो सारे के सारे निवेशक है या स्पेक्यूलेटर है, वो कहना मुश्किल है। सेबी की खुद की रिसर्च कहती है इक्विटी डेरिवेटिव्स मार्केट में FY 22 से 25 में रिटेल स्पेक्यूलेटर्स ने 2,80,000 करोड़ रुपए का नुकसान किया। अब कुछ रिटेल निवेशक स्मार्ट भी होंगे, तो जो नॉट सो स्मार्ट रिटेल स्पेक्यूलेटर्स होंगे, हो सकता है उन्होंने उससे ज़्यादा नुकसान किया हो। अब जिन्होंने अपने पांव पे कुल्हाड़ी मारी है, उन्हें निवेशक कहना तो वाजिब नहीं होगा। सो कोविड के बाद के समय में मार्केट में पैसा बनाना आसान था, बिकॉज काफ़ी ब्रॉड बेस रैली थी, बट 2024 से 2026 के 2 साल में पैसा बनाना मुश्किल है। मार्केट ने मोटा मोटा कोई रिटर्न दिया नहीं है। अब कितने लोग संयम रखेंगे, धीरज रखेंगे, कितने लोग लॉस बुक करके चले जाएंगे, कितने लोगों ने लिवरेज लिया है वो सहन कर पाएंगे। तो मेरे हिसाब से मार्केट में एक फितरत सही है, यहाँ पे लोग पैसा लेके आते हैं और अनुभव लेके जाते हैं।
वाह।
और जनरली स्मार्ट निवेशक बेवकूफ़ स्पेक्यूलेटर से पैसा बनाता है। तो ये कहानी चलती रहेगी।
खैर, तो आपको स्मार्ट निवेशक बनना है या बेवकूफ़ बनना है, या आपको अपने आप डिसाइड करना है। जब आपने बात की नीलेश भाई कि 2,80,000 करोड़ रुपया जो है इन स्मार्ट निवेशकों ने खो दिया, जो अपने आप को स्मार्ट समझते हैं, और ये सेबी की रिपोर्ट भी बोल रही है, तो उनका तो नुकसान हुआ, पर साइमल्टेनियसली प्रॉफिट बढ़ा ब्रोकर्स का और एक्सचेंज का, जबरदस्त रिकॉर्ड प्रॉफिट हुआ। क्या आपको लगता है कि पूरा उद्योग, कैपिटल मार्केट इंडस्ट्री, जिसमें एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनियां भी शामिल हैं, अनजाने में ऐसी व्यवस्था का हिस्सा बन गया जो रिटेल निवेशकों के नुकसान से लाभ कमाती है?
सो दुर्गेश भाई, कोई ब्रोकर आज तक निवेशकों को उठा के जबरदस्ती किडनैप करके टर्मिनल पे बिठा के थप्पड़े मार मार के ट्रेडिंग नहीं कराता। लोग अपनी मर्जी से कर रहे हैं। अब अगर आपको मालूम है कि मैं 10वें माले से कूद पड़ूंगा तो सर पैर टूटेगा और आप जंप मार दे, तो आप बिल्डर के, रियल एस्टेट वाले को तो ब्लेम नहीं करोगे कि आपने 10 माले की बिल्डिंग क्यों बनाई, वो बेचारा गिर गया। भाई आप खुद अपनी मर्जी से गिरे हैं, जानबूझ के गिरे हैं, हाथ पैर तुड़वाने के इरादे से गिरे हैं। तो एक्सचेंज ने आज भी मतलब बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम बनाया है। जब आप लॉक करते हैं तो आपको वार्निंग मिलती है कि भाई 9 आउट ऑफ 10 पीपल लूज मनी। जैसे सिगरेट में वार्निंग है, सिगरेट स्मोकिंग इज इंजीरियस टू योर फिजिकल हेल्थ, वैसे ही सेबी भी वार्निंग देता है ट्रेडिंग के ऊपर। उसके बाद लोगों को नुकसान करना है तो फिर उसे कोई कैसे रोक पाएगा? एंड मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली दुर्गेश भाई, ये जो स्पेक्यूलेटर्स है उसमें ब्रोकर ने कितना पैसा बनाया? 2,80,000 करोड़ में उनका 10,000 करोड़ नहीं होगा। एक्सचेंज ने कितना पैसा बनाया? वो भी 10,000 करोड़ से कम होगा। लेकिन बना के कौन लेके गया? मुझे लगता है ये हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडर्स से HFT। सेबी ने जेन स्ट्रीट के ऊपर एक ऑर्डर निकाला, 18 दिन में उन्होंने 4,800 करोड़ रुपया कमाया। 18 दिन में। वो 3 साल से भारत में ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं। आप सब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है, कैलकुलेट करके देख लीजिए एक जेन स्ट्रीट ने कितना पैसा बनाया होगा। 29 मई 2026 उस दिन MSCI इंडिया का रीबैलेंसिंग हो रहा था। NSE का आज तक का कैश मार्केट का हाईएस्ट टर्नओवर 2,80,000 करोड़ रुपया उस दिन हुआ। MSCI इंडेक्स में जो रीबैलेंसिंग हो रही थी उसके तहत FPI का आउटफ्लो 8,500 करोड़ होना चाहिए था। एक्चुअल आउटफ्लो हुआ 21,000 करोड़। तो ये 13,000 करोड़ कौन बना के लेके गया? मुमकिन है कि वह हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडर्स थे। नॉर्मली कैश मार्केट में FPI टर्नओवर 15-20% होता है। उस दिन उनकी कंट्रीब्यूशन 69% थी। म्यूचुअल फंड ने जिन्होंने बाइंग करी उनकी कंट्रीब्यूशन तकरीबन बाइंग से 3 गुना ज़्यादा थी। FPI की कंट्रीब्यूशन सेलिंग से 9 गुना ज़्यादा थी। दैट मीन्स ये जो 2,80,000 करोड़ रिटेल निवेशक कलेक्टिवली खो रहे हैं, मेरा अनुमान है कि नॉट सो स्मार्ट स्पेक्यूलेटर्स का नुकसान 3.5 लाख करोड़ होगा। 70,000 करोड़ डोमेस्टिक HFT ने बनाया होगा। 10-20,000 करोड़ ब्रोकर और एक्सचेंज ने बनाया होगा और 2,60,000 करोड़ ये फॉरेन हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडर्स हमारे निवेशकों से, हमारे स्पेक्यूलेटर से लेके गए हैं।
सो बेसिकली आप जो कहना चाह रहे हैं कि इन्वेस्टर को या ट्रेडर को अपना दिमाग खुद लगाना है।
एब्सोल्युटली
करेक्ट।
आपकी जिम्मेवारी आपके ऊपर है।
आपकी जिम्मेवारी आपके ऊपर है। पर कहीं ऐसा नहीं लगता कि जब 2,60,000 करोड़ रुपया या 2,40,000 करोड़ रुपया विदेशी संस्थागत निवेशक लेके चले जाते हैं या जेन स्ट्रीट टाइप की कंपनीज लेके चली जाती है, क्या उसके लिए कुछ ऐसे सजेशंस हो सकते हैं जो सेबी को दिए जा सकते हैं कि इनको कैसे कंट्रोल किया जाए?
ये प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ हमारा नहीं है। आज जेन स्ट्रीट और सिटाडेल ये शायद 6,000 लोगों को एम्प्लॉय करते हैं। उसमें से 3,000 ट्रेडर्स होंगे, 3,000 ऑपरेशन या बैक ऑफिस सपोर्ट होंगे। कलेक्टिवली उनका प्रॉफिट $100 बिलियन के आसपास होगा। दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी इतना प्रॉफिट नहीं कमाती जितनी ये हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडर कमा रहे हैं। कोई कहता है उनके पास ऐसा डेटा एनालिटिक्स है कि उन्हें प्रिडिक्टिव पावर आती है। उन्हें पता है मार्केट कहाँ पे मूव करेगा और इसलिए पैसा बना पाते हैं। कोई कहता है कि ये लोग इतनी बड़ी साइज पे खेलते हैं कि वो जिस तरह खेले उसी तरह दाम मूव होते हैं। अब सच क्या है झूठ क्या है किसको पता, बट अनडाउटेबली हमें ये ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि एक रिटेल निवेशक में समझदारी आए कि ये जो खेल खेलने वो जा रहा है उसमें उसका नुकसान होने का बहुत ज़्यादा चांस है। HFTs के पास अनलिमिटेड फाइनेंशियल पावर है, उनके पास कोलोकेशन की वजह से कनेक्टिविटी है और उनके पास डेटा एनालिटिक्स और कंप्यूटिंग पावर है। एसेंशियली मैं और सुपरमैन एक दूसरे से पंजा लड़ाए और मैं ये उम्मीद करूं कि मैं सुपरमैन को हरा दूंगा, वो जितनी बड़ी बेवकूफ़ी है उतनी ही बेवकूफ़ी अगर रिटेल स्पेक्यूलेटर ये समझता है कि वो HFT के सामने जीत पाएगा तो वही है।
तो आपकी इस बात से केवल एक लाइन में मैं जो समझ पाया वो ये है कि आदमी को अपने पांव उतने ही पसारने चाहिए जितनी उसकी चादर है। उससे ज़्यादा पसारा तो चादर भी फटी और खुद को भी मच्छर खाए, दोनों चीज़ हो जाएगी। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। सुनील जी, अब क्वेश्चन आपके लिए, क्वालिटी वर्सेस एक्सपेंसिव, हाउ डू यू टेल ए जेन्युइनली ग्रेट बिजनेस that's priced richly from a story that Twitter has convinced everyone is a great business?
See, ultimately, वहाँ पे I think CA would play a big role. Ultimately, what is investment? आप कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो आप वो कंपनी में पार्टनर बन रहे हो। अगर आपके पास 1% स्टेक है तो 1% के पार्टनर हो, आपके पास 0.1% स्टेक है तो 0.1% पार्टनर हो। आप कौन सी कंपनी में पार्टनर बनना चाहेंगे? आप वो कंपनी में पार्टनर बनना चाहेंगे जिसमें आपने जितना पैसा आज इन्वेस्ट किया है उससे ज़्यादा आपको ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बाय वे ऑफ प्रॉफिट मिले। वो बहुत सिंपल चीज़ है। अभी वन इज़ व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ क्वालिटी एंड व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ ग्रोथ। ये मेरा बहुत फेवरेट टॉपिक है, 2019-20 से है ना। मैं हरदम कहता हूँ कि क्वालिटी इज़ गुड बट इन इंडिया देयर इज़ बबल इन क्वालिटी। तो क्वालिटी, हाउ डू यू डिटरमाइन अ कंपनी इज क्वालिटी? कैसे डिटरमाइन करोगे? अब कौन सी कंपनी को बोलोगे क्वालिटी है, कौन सी कंपनी क्वालिटी नहीं है?
दैट्स व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग यू।
तो वो परसेप्शन है। There is no way of assessing whether the company is quality or not. It is perception. So being a slave of numbers, because that is what CA taught me, मेरा बहुत clear है that where there is discipline in terms of return on capital employed, that is quality. Second is how much will you pay for that quality? You know, for example, if there are 2 chocolates, both are good quality. For one chocolate you are paying 5, for the other chocolate you are paying 10. Same way stocks. Stocks में क्या होता है, अगर growth है then you pay higher value, because ultimately अगर growth है, अगर कोई कंपनी 3 साल में डबल हो रही है तो उसकी वैल्यू जो 5 साल में डबल हो रही है उससे ज़्यादा होगी, because you will get your money back faster. So our view is very clear. If a company is growing at 5%, why should you pay 60p even if it is quality? So we had come out with a paper where we had analyzed Asian Paint and Hindustan Lever and so many other companies in 2020. Their growth rates were lower than the nominal GDP growth rate of India. But because they were considered quality, उनकी PE multiple थे 70-80। अभी आप सपोज एक हाइपोथेटिकल कंपनी लो जो 10% पे ग्रो कर रही है और उसका PE है 70। अभी वो कंपनी से अगर आपको 10% भी रिटर्न की एक्सपेक्टेशन है तो वो PE आपका 70 ऑल लाइफ लॉन्ग होना पड़ेगा। वो पूरे दुनिया के 300 साल के इक्विटी मार्केट की हिस्ट्री में आज तक हुआ नहीं है कि कोई कंपनी का PE इतना हाई इतने लंबे समय तक रहे। और वही हुआ है लास्ट 5-6 साल में। द सो कॉल्ड क्वालिटी कंपनीज have not performed, not because they are not good companies, but because their valuations were more than discounting their growth potential. So there is another concept called PEG, PE growth.
PE growth.
Okay, PE upon growth. तो अगर growth 20% है तो आप 20 P दे दो, मानी simple way में. It's not always working, but that is one way of doing it. But उसमें भी थोड़े से खामियां रहेगी. अभी new age companies हैं, which can grow very fast. They will be valued at a very different way. अभी एक कंपनी लिस्ट हुई थी, SpaceX, that got listed at 100 times sales. 100 times sales. Now, there are investors who are willing to buy that, but our kind of investors who have been taught investing the CA way, we cannot invest in those. So I think वो समझने के लिए आपको वैसे टाइप के इन्वेस्टर चाहिएंगे, but मेरा मानना बहुत क्लियर है, when you are investing in equity, look at profitable companies and have a simple fundamental rule. आज जितना पैसा आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो उससे ज़्यादा आपको in the next 8-10 years you should get back by way of future profitability. You will always be a winner. So, you know, even if you're looking at quality, you should look at growth and then give a PE multiple, where the PEG ratio would be a more better way of looking at it.
करेक्ट। जब आपने सुनील जी अभी स्पेस एक्स की बात कर ली, क्या भारत को जब विकसित भारत बनना है 2047 तक, भारत का जो टोटल बजट है एवरी ईयर का, वो एक कंपनी की साइज है यूएस में, तो भारत कब और भारत का कॉरपोरेट कब उस साइज का बनेगा, ताकि और किन लाइन में, कौन सी स्ट्रीम्स में कंपनियां काम करेगी या कॉरपोरेट्स काम करेंगे जो कि इस ग्रोथ को पा पाए?
तो अभी आपने यूएस की बात कही। यूएस अभी 4 जुलाई को 250 साल हो जाएंगे यूएस के इंडिपेंडेंस को। हम तो अभी तक 80 भी नहीं पहुंचे, 78, 79। बट इंडिया इन द नेक्स्ट 20 ईयर्स, मैंने तो 94, 95 में शुरू किया, तब तो टोटल सब म्यूचुअल फंड मिला के भी 1000 करोड़ नहीं होंगे।
सही बात।
फ्रॉम देयर वी हैव कम टू 100 लाख करोड़।
राइट।
सो आई थिंक वी विल ग्रो, डेफिनेटली विल ग्रो।
ग्रेट, थैंक यू। नीलेश भाई, आज बिना किसी जवाबदेही वाले फिनफ्लुएंसर्स सोशल मीडिया पर सेबी रजिस्टर्ड सलाहकारों से कहीं ज्यादा प्रभावशाली बन गए, जबकि जवाबदेही सिर्फ पंजीकृत सलाहकारों की है, एक रेगुलेटेड फंड मैनेजर के रूप में। क्या यह आपको परेशान करता है? इज इट? एंड या आप भी फिर कहीं उसी तरीके का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं? थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल भी हो सकता है क्वेश्चन।
नहीं, अनकंफर्टेबल कुछ नहीं है, बिकॉज सांच को कभी आंच नहीं आती। एंड हम तो शुक्रगुजार हैं इन इन्फ्लुएंसर्स के। वो लोगों का नुकसान कराते हैं, तब अपने आप लोगों में अक्ल आ जाती है और फिर वो लाइफ लॉन्ग म्यूचुअल फंड इन्वेस्टर बन जाते हैं। तो जब तक कुछ लोग ये ठोकर खा के चलना सीख जाते हैं, कुछ लोग दूसरों की ठोकर से सीख जाते हैं, हमारे लिए तो दोनों चलेगा।
दोनों चलेगा आपके लिए। सो हमें ध्यान देना है कि हमें उन इन्फ्लुएंसर को चुनना है या ऐसे फंड मैनेजर को, एटलीस्ट दे हैव द ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड। और लेकिन अल्टीमेटली इनके लिए भी वही चीज़ है, सरस्वती। अगेन बार बार मैं उसी चीज़ पे आता रहूँगा। पहला जो आंसर था वहीं से कि हम जब तक खुद एनालिसिस नहीं करेंगे तब तक कुछ नहीं हो सकता। सुनील जी, म्यूचुअल फंड हाउस अपने विज्ञापनों में निवेशक शिक्षा की बात करते हैं, करेक्ट? The mutual fund houses love talking about investor education in their ads, then launch a thematic NFO at the peak of a sector's hype cycle and gather AUM from the very retail investor they claim to be protecting. Fair criticism or unfair?
See, I think बहुत बार है ना, lot is made out of all this. एक तो कोई भी NFO लॉन्च होता है वो 1 महीने के लिए नहीं है, 6 महीने के लिए नहीं है, वो आजीवन के लिए। सेकेंड इज always it is also the duty of every mutual fund house to provide options to investors. Third is, there is this whole ecosystem of financial planners, CFPs. I think depending on the investor's risk-taking appetite and the portfolio, I think they also recommend to investors what to invest in. Fourth is, see, even mutual fund guys, frankly, are in the business of doing business. So they also would like their bouquet to be complete. Abhi, we have launched a new mutual fund.
Correct.
Abhi, we will also like to have 7-8 offerings, because if the investor comes, they will also say that, okay, you know, every different investor is different. So I think we have to look at it from that perspective. Timing can be different. अभी जब डिफेंस फंड लॉन्च हुआ था, लोगों ने बोला इतना बढ़ने के बाद में डिफेंस फंड लॉन्च हुआ, उसके बाद में भी लोगों का पैसा बना ना उसमें. So that's what I said. When the fund is launched, many times you might feel that it is not the right time, but the fund is launched for perpetuity. It is not launched for 1 week or 2 weeks. I think it is upon the investor to take a major decision, again, as I say, based on their own duration of the investment as well as the risk-taking appetite.
Very right.
और इन्वेस्टर एजुकेशन तो हुआ है, आई थिंक बिकॉज ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड्स, बिकॉज ऑफ मीडिया, बिकॉज ऑफ फोरम्स लाइक दिस, आई थिंक इन्वेस्टर्स हैव नाउ बिकम मच मोर मैच्योर. इसके लिए आप देखिए ना, आज पहले लोगों को बताना पड़ता था म्यूचुअल फंड क्या है, अभी लोगों को ये भी नहीं बताना पड़ता है कि SIP क्या है, सबको समझ में आ गया और सब कर रहे हैं. तो आई थिंक हैट्स ऑफ टू द इंडियन इन्वेस्टर्स ऑल्सो. They have become more mature, and that's why the Indian markets as well as the economy is also so stable.
कहीं न कहीं रिटेल इन्वेस्टर लॉस करे उसकी जगह तो म्यूचुअल फंड ही सही है. चलिए हम अगले 4-5 मिनट में ख़त्म करेंगे. उससे पहले एक क्वेश्चन नीलेश भाई आपको, यदि आप अपने 25 वर्षीय युवा स्वरूप को देखें जिसने अभी अभी दलाल स्ट्रीट में कदम रखा है, एक व्हाट्सएप संदेश भेजने का अवसर मिले तो उसमें आप क्या लिखेंगे?
खुद गलतियां मत करो, दूसरों की गलतियों से सीख लो. खुद गलती करके कीमत ज़्यादा चुकानी पड़ती है, दूसरों की गलती से सीख लो तो कीमत कम चुकानी पड़ती है.
So very straight answer to young investors. Learn from others' mistake. Don't commit your own mistake. Your own mistake will be more costly.
मैं खाली एक चीज़ ऐड करूँगा. सी आपने दुनिया में पूरा आप एनालाइज करो, आपको बहुत सारे बिलियनर इन्वेस्टर मिलेंगे, एंटरप्रेन्योर भी मिलेंगे, बट बहुत सारे बिलियनर्स इन्वेस्टर्स हैं. आई हैव नॉट कम अक्रॉस टू मेनी ट्रेडर्स हु आर बिलियनर्स. इन्वेस्टर बिलियनर तो राकेश झुंझुनवाला से लेके वॉरेन बुफे से लेके बहुत सारे नाम हैं, बट ट्रेडर बिलियनर का नाम ध्यान में भी नहीं आता है. तो आई थिंक दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ वेरी क्लियर साइन कि अगर आपको बिलियनर बनना है तो आपको इन्वेस्टर बनना पड़ेगा, ट्रेडर नहीं बनना है.
So I think one question for both of you. You just decide, and both have to give the answer for that. One stock or sector you got embarrassingly wrong. One indicator you secretly still believe in, even though it's unscientific, and one piece of advice for someone investing their first salary today. Nilesh.
एक, अगर आप आपकी पहली सैलरी निवेश कर रहे हैं तो एक अच्छे एडवाइज़र को चुन लीजिए और वो जहाँ पे कहे वहाँ पे निवेश करिए. और ऐसा लगता है कि एडवाइज़र नहीं मिल रहा तो एक मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन करके कैटेगरी होती है म्यूचुअल फंड में, जिसमें डेट, इक्विटी और सोने चांदी के बीच में फंड मैनेजर एलोकेशन करता है, उसके अंदर निवेश कर दीजिए.
ये तो हुआ मेरे सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर. पहला क्वेश्चन था एक ऐसा शेयर या सेक्टर जिसमें आपका अनुमान पूरी तरह गलत साबित हुआ.
कई बार गलत जाते हैं. हम कोई भगवान नहीं है, हम भी इंसान हैं. गलतियां तो बहुत होती हैं, बट कोशिश यही करते हैं कि जब पता चल जाए ये गलत है तो यू टर्न मार लेते, शर्म में नहीं रहते और वही गलती वापस दोहराने की कोशिश नहीं करते. अपनी गलतियों से खुद सीख लेते हैं. तो जब 2000 का करेक्शन आया था टेक्नोलॉजी, मीडिया, टेलीकॉम बबल का, तो म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री में कुछ फंड मैनेजर्स जैसे प्रशांत जैन थे, मार्क मोबियस थे, उन्होंने TMT स्टॉक में ज़्यादातर अवॉइड किया था. बट बाकी कई फंड मैनेजर कुछ ऐसी कंपनी में भी निवेश कर दिए थे जो शायद नहीं करना चाहिए था. बट जब 2008 का ग्लोबल क्राइसिस आया तब किसी म्यूचुअल फंड के पोर्टफोलियो में कोई फालतू कंपनी नहीं थी. 99% कंपनियां सही थी। तो गलतियां तो बहुत होती हैं, बट जब पता चले गलत है तो स्टॉप लॉस करके उसे काट देते हैं और वही गलती वापस नहीं दोहराने की कोशिश करते हैं।
तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज, आप सुनील जी कुछ ऐड करेंगे?
नहीं, आई थिंक गलतियाँ, मिस्टेक्स आर अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, आई विल नॉट डिस्प्यूट दैट। खाली एक चीज़ मैं बोलूँगा, जब आपने बोला पहली सैलरी, तो आई एम प्रिज्यूमिंग दैट पहली सैलरी मानी बंदा या बंदी यंग है, तो आई वुड से 100% यू शुड इन्वेस्ट इन इक्विटी।
Fantastic. So, I think you got an idea, and the important learning is this, कि जहाँ गलती कर रहे हो और मालूम पड़ गई तो यू टर्न ज़रूर कर लेना एकदम इमीडिएटली, वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट। आइए हम अब कुछ आपके साथ में रैपिड फायर खेल लें, करेक्ट? 5 आपके साथ और 5 सुनील जी के साथ। एसआईपी और लमसम?
आपकी जरूरत के अनुसार दोनों।
निफ्टी 50 और निफ्टी स्मॉल कैप 250?
नहीं, आपके लिए पूरा।
पहले 5 आपको।
जैसी आपकी रिस्क प्रोफाइल। मतलब अब हम लोग नाश्ता कर रहे थे तो समोसे भी थे और भजिए भी थे। मेरा कोलेस्ट्रॉल जितना अलाउ करता है उतना मैं खा सकता हूँ, नहीं अलाउ करे तो मत खाओ।
इतना सेफ प्ले करते हैं नीलेश भाई, सब आप पे छोड़ दिया, ठीक है ना? वारेन बफे और राकेश झुंझुनवाला?
गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े, काको लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरुदेव की जो गोविंद दियो बताए।
वाह। टेक्निकल एनालिसिस, साइंस और एस्ट्रोलॉजी?
मुझे टेक्निकल एनालिसिस आता नहीं है तो उसके ऊपर मैं ओपिनियन नहीं दे पाऊंगा।
लार्ज कैप म्यूचुअल फंड और डायरेक्ट स्टॉक पिकिंग?
अगर आप में रिसर्च की क्षमता है तो डेफिनेटली डायरेक्ट स्टॉक पिकिंग। व्हेन यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग डायरेक्टली यू आर ड्राइविंग अ कार। हम तो मतलब बड़ी बस चलाते हैं, सेबी के रेगुलेशन फॉलो करते हैं, हर बस स्टॉप पे खड़े रहेंगे, मंजिल पे पहुंचाएंगे बट धीरे से पहुंचाएंगे। बट आपको गाड़ी चलानी आनी चाहिए जब आप गाड़ी में बैठे। गाड़ी चलानी आए नहीं और बैठ गए तो एक्सीडेंट होने की संभावना ज़्यादा है।
लास्ट फॉर यू, बेस्ट ईयर ऑफ योर करियर, वन वर्ड?
मतलब जब म्यूचुअल फंड ज्वाइन किया वो बेस्ट करियर था।
थैंक यू। सुनील जी आपके लिए?
सर यही तो सीए की खूबी है, ट्रू एंड फेयर वैल्यू बताते भी और नहीं भी बताते। और मैं तो गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट सीए हूं तो दिखाना भी पड़ेगा।
इसीलिए मैंने शुरू में कह दिया था कि नीलेश भाई ने पूरा सेफ गेम खेला है एकदम से। इन्फ्लुएंसर, वैल्यू एड और नॉइज?
Some do value add, some, very few, but they do add value.
SEBI, too strict or not strict enough?
I think rightly strict. देखो कोई भी चीज जब भी इम्प्लीमेंट होती है ना, हमको लगता है कि क्यों हुआ, बट अल्टीमेटली व्हाट दे हैव डन इज द रीजन व्हाई द कैपिटल मार्केट्स हैव ग्रोन सो मच.
If you have to invest your own money,
सुनील भाई इसमें मैं जरा एक सेबी के ऊपर बोल दूं।
बोल दीजिए।
सो सेबी हमारे माई बाप है, माँ की तरह दुलार भी देते और बाप की तरह थप्पड़ भी मारते हैं।
तो दोनों तरह का प्यार मिल रहा है आपको, दुलार और थप्पड़, ठीक है सर। और ग्रोथ के लिए जरूरी है, हम सभी उसी दौर से गुजरे हुए हैं। रियल एस्टेट और इक्विटी? आई थिंक
100% इक्विटी, मानी देयर इज नो डाउट। मैं तो सब डायरेक्ट आंसर दे रहा हूँ भाई।
If the market crashes 30% tomorrow, buy, sell or watch?
I will buy and I'll take your money also and also buy.
One Indian company you wish you had bought 10 years ago?
I would say one Indian company which I had bought but I sold too early was Bajaj Finance.
your portfolio right now more cash than usual or fully invested?
Around 90-95% invested. 5-7% तो रखते ही हैं. So more or less fully invested.
Fully invested. And again, the last question for you, which was to him also. Best year of your career, one word.
Today. Every year is the best year. And every year has to be better than the previous year.
Thank you, both the panelists, for being with us and with all the chartered accountants on first day of July, which is the CA day. And we thought your thinking process on this CA day with respect to the investment in the equity market and mutual funds is going to surely help our brothers and sisters in time to come. And as I told in the beginning, that this 45 minutes are going to be worth 100 hours of YouTube for financial and capital market learning. With this, thank you both of you.
दुर्गेश भाई 5 मिनट का समय है, कुछ बात कर लूं सीए से?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल 5 मिनट कर लीजिए सर. मैं एक कहानी अगर आपसे नहीं सुनी है तो फिर पूरा होगा नहीं, तो कहानी तो कही दीजिए आप.
सो फेलो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स, ये एक कहानी है जो हम सारे सीए को भारत में दोहराना जरूरी है. आप में से कुछ लोगों ने बर्नी मैडोफ का नाम सुना होगा. ये दुनिया के सबसे बड़े स्कैमस्टर्स में गिने जाते हैं. उन्होंने $60 बिलियन का घोटाला अमेरिका में किया था. बहुत ही रिस्पेक्टेड फंड मैनेजर थे, बट पूरा मामला झोल का था. फाइनली कानून के लंबे हाथ ने उनको दबोचा और उन्हें जेल में डाला गया. वो क्या करते थे? निवेशकों से पैसा लेते थे और एनएवी एक सिंपल तरीके से ग्रो करते थे. मार्केट ऊपर जाए नीचे जाए, बर्नी मैडोफ की गाड़ी हमेशा ऊपर जाती थी और इसीलिए लोग उन्हें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पैसे देते गए. जो पैसे आते गए उसमें से पुराने निवेशकों को वो देते गए. कुल मिला के जब भांडा फूटा तो $60 बिलियन का नुकसान हुआ. भारत में भी बर्नी मैडोफ की कमी नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ पे भी ऐसे गुरु घंटाल है. लेकिन एक कहानी, एक कैरेक्टर जो अमेरिकन लीगल सिस्टम में है और हमारे यहाँ पे नहीं है, वह इरविंग पिकार्ड करके रिकवरी एजेंट है. पैसे से लॉयर थे, बट अकाउंटिंग में किसी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को पीछे छोड़ दे उतनी उनकी नॉलेज थी. अमेरिकन सरकार ने उन्हें अपॉइंट किया कि आप बर्नी मैडोफ के जितने भी विक्टिम्स हैं उनको न्याय दिलाइए. तकरीबन 4-4.5 साल में उन्होंने बर्नी मैडोफ ने जिसको पैसा दिया था उनके पास से पैसा रिकवर कर लिया और जो जो विक्टिम थे उनको पैसा वापस दे दिया. बर्नी मैडोफ फैमिली के पर्सनल आइटम्स भी बेच के पैसा कलेक्ट किया. जो निवेशक पैसा ले चुके थे उनके पास से रिकवर किया. एक निवेशक गुजर गया था तो उसकी विधवा के पास जाके भी पैसे रिकवर कर लिए. एसेंशियली 4-4.5 सालों में इरविंग पिकार्ड ने दुनिया के सबसे बड़े घोटाले में किसी भी विक्टिम को एक पैसे का नुकसान नहीं होने दिया. दुनिया के किसी भी देश में बर्नी मैडोफ नहीं पैदा हो ये थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बट हम लोग सीए लोग इरविंग पिकार्ड जैसे बन सके और ऐसे सारे घोटाले के लोगों का पैसा रिकवर कर सके तो अपना इंस्टीट्यूट का सही नाम होगा. थैंक यू.
एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन रह गया था मेरी तरफ से, वो मैं आप दोनों को पूछ लेता हूँ. आगे जब विकसित भारत बनना है इस देश को 2047 तक, तो ऐसे कौन से सेक्टर्स हैं जिन पे हम सबको बेट करना चाहिए?
आई थिंक देखो, जैसा मैंने पहले कहा, जो 1 से 0 से 1 और 1 से 4 जो सेक्टर अलग थे, 4 से 8-10 अलग होंगे. आज की तारीख में आई थिंक जो कोर सेक्टर्स हैं, जो कोर हैं सेक्टर्स, जैसे फिनेंशियल्स हो गया, बैंकिंग, बट इवन विद इन फिनेंशियल्स जैसे हमारा जो बिजनेस है, एसेट और वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट, कैपिटल मार्केट प्ले, आई थिंक दीज आर गोइंग टू ग्रो फास्टर. India has very, I would say, advantage in core engineering sectors. I think those sectors will grow well. Upcoming sectors like renewable energy, this will be very, very important. क्योंकि अभी जब ईरान का वॉर हुआ ना, तो बहुत शॉक लगा. It was not about price, but availability, कि oil मिलेगा कि नहीं, gas मिलेगा कि नहीं. तो I think every country which suffered, including India, the view would be to move from a fossil state to an electro state. So I think these kind of, power which will be generated from renewable and all, those sectors will do well. And then there are forward-looking sectors, obviously data centers and AI and all, which will keep on coming. But India is a very diversified country, so there are a lot of opportunities.
Thank you. From your side, if you want to add, we'll close.
So, सुनील भाई ने सेक्टर की बात करी. मैं एक एंटरप्रेन्योर की मिसाल देता हूँ. कहानी की कहानी हो जाएगी और आपको सबक भी मिल जाएगा. आप सबने इलॉन मस्क और स्पेसएक्स का आईपीओ देखा होगा. आसमान में उन्होंने सैटेलाइट का एक जैसे जाल बना दिया है. आसमान से रॉकेट जब गिरता है तो वो कैच कर लेते हैं. रॉकेट दागने की कॉस्ट भी बहुत कम कर दी है. ये कहानी भारत के बच्चे बच्चे को मालूम होगी. लेकिन एक ऐसा छोटा इलॉन मस्क भारत में है और बहुत कम लोग उसके बारे में जानते हैं. उनका घर साउथ इंडिया में था, चेन्नई में था. तो श्रीहरिकोटा से जो रॉकेट लॉन्च होते थे उन्हें दिखते थे बचपन में. और एक लव एट फर्स्ट साइट एरो या रॉकेट से हो गया था. इलेक्ट्रिक इंजीनियरिंग करी, फिर एमएनसी कंपनी में सेल्स की नौकरी करने लगे. नौकरी करते करते बोर हो गए तो एमबीए करने अमेरिका चले गए. वहाँ पे वॉल स्ट्रीट में फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड मैनेजमेंट का काम चालू किया. पैसे बने, बोर हो गए तो सोचा कि चलो भारत जाके एरोस्पेस में एक स्टार्टअप करते हैं. आज से 10 साल पहले भारत आए, जबकि पूरा स्पेस सेक्टर इसरो के अधीन था. कई प्रयत्न किए, कुछ विफल हुए, कुछ सफल हुए. आज 10 साल में उनकी कंपनी बन गई है अग्निकुल कॉस्मोस. उनका नाम है श्रीनाथ रविचंद्रन. दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी 3D प्रिंटेड रॉकेट इंजन श्रीनाथ रविचंद्रन बनाता है. स्पेसएक्स भी वो नहीं बनाता. उनके रॉकेट एविएशन टरबाइन फ्यूल पे चलते हैं. बाकी देश के रॉकेट स्पेशल ईंधन पे उड़ते हैं. उनके रॉकेट लो अर्थ ऑर्बिट, लियो ऑर्बिट तक सैटेलाइट लेके जाते हैं और उस कीमत पे लेके जाते हैं जो दुनिया की बाकी कोई कंपनी कॉम्पीट नहीं कर पाएगी. अब उनके रॉकेट में वो मल्टीपल रॉकेट इंजन एक साथ दाग सकते हैं. तो ये उनका मॉड्यूलर रॉकेट हो गया. ज़्यादा सैटेलाइट लेके जाने हैं तो ज़्यादा इंजन लगा दो. रॉकेट को लियो ऑर्बिट से ऊपर पहुंचना है तो ज़्यादा इंजन लगा दो. स्पेसएक्स ने जो आसमान से गिरते हुए बूस्टर को पकड़ा, वैसा प्रयत्न श्रीनाथ भी नेक्स्ट 3-4 महीने में करने वाला है. हो सकता है सफल हो सकता है विफल हो, लेकिन कोशिश तो वो कर रहा है. मोर इम्पॉर्टेंटली, अब उनके रॉकेट इंजन 3 दिन में प्रिंट हो जाते हैं. कुछ ही समय में वो सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करने की उबेर कंपनी चला सकता है, बिकॉज 20 दिन के अंदर आपको जहाँ से सैटेलाइट छोड़ना है उसका रॉकेट वो कर पाएगा. ऐसे एंटरप्रेन्योर हमारे पास है. मुश्किल यही है कि हम उसकी बात करते नहीं हैं, शेयर नहीं करते. ऐसे एंटरप्रेन्योर में निवेश करिए, उन सेक्टर में निवेश करिए जो सुनील भाई ने कहा है. आई एम श्योर आप तो पैसा बनाएंगे, बट देश को भी विकसित बनाने में मदद करेंगे.
Thank you very much for the first technical session on capital market and investment. We'd like to felicitate both our distinguished speakers. Can I request CA Hansraj Chugh and CA Durgesh Kabra, respected Central Council members ICAI, to felicitate first CA Nilesh Shah, Managing Director, Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company Limited. Thank you very much, Nilesh ji, for your insights today. Nilesh ji believes that some of the discoveries of the ancient times, the eternal values, are still very relevant for India to fulfill the vision of Viksit Bharat. And we'll like to recognize CA Sunil Singhania ji. This beautiful Kalp Vriksh, to say thank you very much, CA Nilesh Shah and CA Sunil Singhania ji, who's contributed to the India's financial sector through various roles. And the best part, that he has restarted learning guitar these days. Thank you very much. Thank you. With that, we conclude the first technical session. And before I tell you about the second technical session, an announcement that this vehicle, UP 14CG 9091, the towing machine is out and is very near your vehicle. So the request has come that if we could remove this vehicle, which is parked right outside the main gate. So 9091. So we are holding on to this vehicle for a few more minutes with a humble request that kindly remove this vehicle as it is parked right outside the front gate, the entrance gate. UP 14CG 9091. Yeah, please, sir. Thank you. Let's move to the second technical session. This one is on the new Income Tax Act 2025. I'd like to invite on stage CA Dr. Girish Ahuja, sir. Please also welcome CA Satish Gupta, Chairman, International Taxation Committee, CA Pankaj Shah, Vice Chairman, Direct Tax Committee. The new Income Tax Act 2025 has been enacted to provide a streamlined, simplified, and modern tax code with reduced compliance burden, consolidated provisions, and clear definitions. It came into force from 1st of April 2026. And to help us understand the new Income Tax Act, we have CA Dr. Girish Ahuja, sir, a name that is synonymous to direct taxation. And I'm sure in his inimitable style today, he'll simplify all the provisions for us. He's an author, teacher, mentor, guru to all of us, and also somebody who encourages that we should invest in health and fitness through yoga and meditation. First and foremost, I'd like to request CA Satish Gupta ji, respected Central Council member and chair with the International Taxation Committee, ICAI, for his opening remarks. Sir.
Thank you. Good evening. Most respectful tax guru, my guru, Param Sadhya Girish Ahuja ji, brother in council, Central Council member CA Pankaj Shah, Vice Chairman, Direct Tax Committee, council colleagues, past presidents, past Central Council members, regional council members, leaders of profession, guests, members of press, officers of the ICAI, brothers and sisters of the profession, a very, very happy 78th CA Day to each one of you. Happy CA Day. Good evening, friends. Friends, today this session is dedicated to Income Tax Act 2025, and the speaker is none other than Girish Ahuja sir. I think no other person can do justice, not only on this topic, but on any topic of the income tax. So I think this session is going to be very knowledgeful, and each one of us will take some value addition out of his deliberations. Friends, Income Tax Act 2025 has brought simplicity, easier understanding of law, reduced confusions, simplified compliances, based more on tables, on formulas or ratios, and to the extent simplification sections have been reduced from 819 to 536, chapters have been reduced from 47 to 23, words have been reduced from 5.12 lakhs to 2.60 lakhs, provisos have been reduced from 1200 to almost nil, explanation from 900 to almost nil or have been made the part of the sections. Schedules have been increased from 14 to 16. Rules have also been reduced from 511 to 333, and forms have been reduced from 399 to 190. This was simply a brief, but I know that Grisauja sir will definitely tell us that how to read this act, and he is dedicatedly and devotedly working on this work from last 2-3 months or last 6 months. So now I don't want to come in between him and all of us. So thank you very much, friend. Thanks a lot. Again, happy CA Day.
Thank you very much, CA Satish Gupta ji, for your opening remarks. And now for the moment we all have been waiting for as we celebrate 78th Chartered Accountants Day. Please welcome CA Dr. Girish Ahuja sir to guide us on the Income Tax Act.
Excuse me, I can't stand and then talk. I can only move and talk to you. Sitting on the dais, of course, Central Council member C. Satish Kumar Gupta ji, and of course, young Chartered Accountant CA Pankaj Shah ji. मैं इनको young इसलिए कहता हूँ कि पहली बार आए हैं इसलिए यहाँ पर. Sitting in front of me, the past president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Central Council member sitting in front of me, and IRC members also sitting in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not given any name to anybody, लेकिन एक का नाम मैं लेना जरूर चाहता हूँ हमेशा, और वह सुनील मग्गू जी. Thank you. चलिए sir. The question is now with me is why this Income Tax Act 2025? What was the problem with Income Tax Act 1961? This is the basic issue. And I remember we were also given the responsibility of redrafting the income tax law. And we made the law from 800 sections, 790 sections. We have brought down to 275 sections. And we were told who will train them. It is very difficult. We can't do anything. Now what has happened, let me tell you. The income tax, there had been more than 5,000 amendments in the income tax right from 1961. And these amendments have been brought by whom? By the person sitting in front of me. They find loopholes in the law, they plug the loopholes, then you find further loopholes in the law, and they plug the loopholes. We interpret in the manner we want to interpret, not in the manner they want to interpret. And it is good, let me tell you. Now, what really has happened? One thing, let me tell you. It was decided in the beginning that we will not change the law. We will not change the structure. The concept will remain the same. Nothing changed by them. From 1961, they have come to 2025, but nothing has been changed. There were, of course, 790 approximately sections in that. If you go to the Google, they will say 298 sections, which is absolutely wrong. You know that all capital sections have been introduced. I'll not name them. Only one I can tell you: 115A, 115AB, 115AC, 115AD, 115B, BA, BAA, BAB, BAC, BAD, BAE, BA, BG, BBG, BBH, BBI, BBJ. They're all sections. So what have they done is, each capital section has been allotted a number. No capital section. When 298 sections were there at this point in 1961, there was no capital section. but they were brought later on. Even in 2025, they started with a no capital section, but it is already brought. The capital sections have already brought. There is a section called 354, and now they have brought 354A, that is merger of charitable trust. What I'm trying to explain is the A capital section will definitely come in the due course of time, but at this particular time, we have 536 sections in the Income Tax Act. Don't think they have reduced it. They have consolidated many sections, you know. Many sections have been consolidated. Remember about TDS, how many sections were there? 192, 193, 194, 194A, 194B, 194C, 194D. Right? So many sections were there. Now for tax deducted at source, there are only 2 sections. And for tax collected at source, there is only 1 section. How can it be possible? 2 sections only. One section called 392 for salary, deduction from salary, which was earlier 192. Other section called 393. Only 1 section. In 393, there is a subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3, which has included everything which was there in the earlier act. 393.1, now there is a table. And under the table, there are serial number of the table going up to 39. Then there is a table in 393.2. Again there is a table, and there are serial number given under the table, consolidated in the table, saying that this is serial number 1, this is the income on which you are deducted, this is the deduction rate, and this is the condition to be satisfied. So my point is, they have brought this, we used to do it, TDS at a glance. So this is all TDS sections at a glance given in the serial number under the table, which is becoming difficult. It is not that easy, let me tell you. We used to remember this section, but now you have to remember the serial number. Similarly, what they have done, many sections, many sections, it's converted into a consolidated, like we have 44 AD. Remember, 44 ADA, 44 AE. There were 3 sections. Now there is only 1 section, 58. Under that, there is a table. Under the table, there are 3 serial numbers. Number 1 for business. Number 2 for transport business. Number 3 is specified profession. So they have consolidated many sections, and they have brought 536 sections. Somebody was saying now we'll have to, Income Tax Act 61 is gone. Not at all. Not at all. Read section 536. 536 subsection 1 says, Income Tax Act is hereby repealed. It was there in 297 also. Income Tax Act 1922 is hereby repealed. Next section says 536(2), irrespective of anything contained in 1, the income tax so repealed will continue to operate, and whatever actions which are taken, whatever orders which were passed, whatever suffering you had, that will continue. If there are any notifications, if there are any circulars issued in the past, if they are not inconsistent with the corresponding provisions of the Income Tax Act, it will continue to apply, because there is no change. They will continue to apply. Any assessment which is pending, or any assessment which is going to be taken for assessment year 2026-27 and earlier, the old act will apply. If there is any appeal pending, or if they have to take any appeal for earlier years, the old act will apply. Now, once you go for an appeal, you have to go for commissioner appeal. You have to go for tribunal. We have to go for High Court, Supreme Court. It may take 10 years, maybe take 12 years or 15 years to go up to Supreme Court. The old Income Tax Act 1961 will continue to apply for that. Continue to apply for that. Let me tell you, it is not that all litigation, if there is a search which has been initiated, or search pending, procedure is pending, proceedings are pending, or if there is a search conducted before 1st April 2026, the old act will apply. That block assessment will continue to apply for all that years which is there under that earlier law. So don't think the Income Tax Act 61 has gone. It will continue to apply. If there are losses carried forward, we know that losses are allowed to be carried for 4 8 years. If already 5 years elapsed, you will be able to carry forward for 3 years. You'll be able to carry forward for 3 years. If 7 years have elapsed, only 1 year. My point is, whatever decision, whatever things have happened earlier, they will continue. Now, you might have taken a deduction under ATI-A, ATI-B, ATI-C, and there are certain conditions there. It will be allowed for a period of 10 years, it will be allowed for a period of 3 years, it will be allowed for a period of 3. And if any conditions are not satisfied, or if you make a default, it will be taxable. So now, if you make a default of that, the benefit which you have taken, it will become taxable. My point is, the Income Tax Act 1961 has not gone. It's not gone. It will continue to apply for all those. Now, whatever approval you have taken, whatever registration you have taken, whatever they're all applicable. You don't have to apply for new thing. One who has applied for registration of the charitable trust, or let's say now NPO called, it will continue to be valid for, if it is given for 5 years, for 5 years, which were given to you up to 31st March 26, will continue to be valid for another 5 years. So don't think that you have to take any action. Whatever has there or given, it's a benefit. It will continue to you. Benefit if given, it will continue. If any order is passed, that is be applicable. If there are penalty to be levied, the penalty will be levied on the basis of the default which you have committed in the under 1961 Act, and not this Act. So what I'm trying to explain, the most important section of the Income Tax Act 2025 is Section 536. And 536 is the most important. You must go for this and read that. I've just given an idea to them, because the time is very short, you know that. And it is always. There's nothing new. Coming back. Now there are 23 chapters in this Act, and there are 12 schedules. Let me tell you, every Act, whether it is 61 Act, or it was 22 Act, or it is 2025, first Act will always be first section, short title, extent, and date of commencement. This is always the first. And Section 2, you remember, is always definition. Same. कोई change नहीं किया है, but language has been simplified. Provisos converted into subsections. Even explanation to great extent substituted subsections, or may be taken in the interpretation. But what I'm trying to explain, no proviso, no explanation, all converted into subsection. This is one. 250 places it used to write, notwithstanding anything contained in the Income Tax Act. Now it is irrespective of anything contained in the Income Tax Act. Let me tell you, I'm not commenting whether it is a correct language or wrong language. We are not. Whatever given in the law, I'm accepting that. I don't teach what is the litigating people are going to talk about. No, this is wrong. The definition of income, it should not be like this. Definition of this, irrespective of is wrong. It should not be like that. I have nothing to do with that. I'm giving you what is given in the law. I'm not talking any commenting on that, whether it is correct or wrong. This is not the time to talk about that in a short period of time. So मैंने यही बोला, Section 2. There used to be Section 2, Clause 48. It was not 48. There are more than 75 clauses in Section 2, because 222, 222A, 222. There are so many clauses. Now there are 212 definitions given in Section 2. 95% same language, simplified only. Those are same. Only one clarification has been done, and that is in Section 2, Clause 94, corresponding to the earlier Act, 2 Clause 41, definition of relative. Definition of relative. I remember when we were redrafting the law, somebody told me, you know, lineal ascendant in Income Tax Act. Lineal ascendant, lineal descendant. Lineal descendant In Hindu law, somewhere it is written that lineal ascendant means male lineage, only father's side and not the mother's side. I went to the department and talked to them. He said, you are talking about lineal ascendant. And they said it is Hindu law, somewhere it is mentioned that it is only male lineage. He said, look into it. After 10 days or 15 days, when I again talked to them, they said, look here, this law is not for Hindus only. This law is for Muslims also, this law is for Christians also, this law is for Parsis also. So there is nothing like that, linear descendant in male. But still there was a doubt. Now they have changed the definition, very minor change. It says relative in relation to individual means husband, wife, brother, sister, lineal ascendant, whether maternal or paternal. Now it has been clarified whether maternal or paternal or lineal descendant of that individual. The clarification does not mean that it was not there earlier. It has been clarified so that कोई मुझे कहा ना गिफ्ट नहीं दे सकता ऐसा मैं तो हुई नाना और मुझे तो अपने भी नाने ने ही गिफ्ट देनी है हाउ कैन आई से नो आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन द गिफ्ट टू देम ही सेड इट इज Hindu law. I said nothing to do with that, but now it has been clarified, not for a prospective, it was already there, but now they have clarified whether maternal or paternal. This is the only change. No change. The only section has changed. Pehle accountant definition was given in many, many chapters. Accountant definition. And he used to say, refer to section 288, section such and such thing. Now they have brought the accountant definition in section 2.1, saying that accountant means as defined in section 513(3)(b). Now, accountant, you have been going to place one thing. As defined, accountant, they will not define. You go to section 1, clause 1, they say, please go to 553(b). That's all. They have not given it many. Every time they used to say, accountant here means as defined in section 288. Now they have said accountant, that's all, no definition. Whatever definition given in section 2, it is meant for the whole Income Tax Act. Whatever definitions or interpretations are given in the respective chapters, they are meant for those chapters only and not for any other chapter. There are so many definitions given in section 66 of the Business Act. Interpretation, they are only meant for business chapter. There are so many definitions that are given in the capital gain, in the section, and they are meant for only 90. They are meant for the cost of acquisition, cost of improvement. That will be given in income tax, capital gain. But if it is long-term capital gain, long-term capital asset, short-term capital gain, short-term capital asset, which is used for the whole Income Tax Act. So therefore, that is given in section 2, clause 67, going out short-term capital asset. Long-term capital asset. 2, clause 68, long-term capital gain. 2, clause 101, short-term capital asset. 2, clause 102, short-term capital gain. जो 242A होता था, 242B होता था, वो 2, clause 101, 2, clause 102 हो गया. No change, absolutely no change. Same. Let me tell you why did they do say. The reason was that if there is a change, how will you find out where is the change? Now you know the basic structure same, everything same, concept is same, no change. And this is the first time in the history that Finance Act 2026 was brought with amendments both in Income Tax Act 1961 and amendments in the Income Tax Act 2025. The purpose was that we are bringing certain amendment Income Tax 1961, applicable from assessment year 26-27. But you know that there was no change earlier. So all those amendments of 1961 were brought into Income Tax Act 2025. We are getting you right. So you know what are the changes. Up to 61, whatever the changes were there, you already know, and that's why 2025, there is no change. But now Income Tax Act 1961 changes in the Finance Act 2026 from assessment year 26-27, all those changes have been brought into Income Tax Act 2025. In addition to that, there have been certain amendments brought in the Income Tax Act 2025, which was brought earlier than the amendments. So there are two types of amendment in Income Tax Act 2025. There are no amendment. They're already included in the Act only. Because new Act has already taken into consideration all those amendments. Which amendment? Brought by 61 and brought by 2025. Are you getting my point? So you all know what kind of changes have taken place in Income Tax Act 2025. Those changes which were effective from 26-27 are also there in the tax year. In the tax year, what you call 26-27. And all those changes which are only meant for tax year 26-27 are there in the amendment made by the Income Tax Act 2025. So two types of amendment, not one, two types of amendment. One, this, the another is this. Coming back now. Let me tell you, this time you are going to file a return, and the due date of filing the return are not 3, they are 4. Am I right or wrong? 31st July, 31st August, carrying on a business or profession, accounts not liable to be audited 31st August, accounts liable to be audited 31st October, and if there is a report, 92E, now it is 172, there will be 30th November. Same amendment has been brought in Income Tax Act 2025, 4 days. This year also 4, next year also 4, different dates are there for filing a return. Revised return. You could file a revised return up to 31st December earlier. Remember? You could file a revised return up to 31st December, or belated return could also be filed up to 31st December. Although you know that you can revise original return, you can revise a belated return, but the last date was 31st December. Now, you have been given, which was earlier, that you can revise the return even after 31st December till 31st March. When you file your return now, and if you have to revise it, belated 31st December, 31st December 26. But if you have to revise it, you can revise it up to 31st March. But for that, you will have to pay a fee. This is not fee for belated returns. This is a fee for filing belated revised return after 31st December. Same thing, but not two fees. One for filing belated return. That fee was there in 234F, which is now there in 428A. Belated return. Fees was 1,000, 5,000, all of you know. But if you had to revise that return up to 31st December, there was no fee. But now, if you have to revise the return after 31st December, you have to pay fee. And that fee was brought. But I think 234I, which is now there in 428B. So fee is there for revising the return which is belated or not. If you are revising the belated return, you must have paid two fees. One for belated return, another for revised return. If you have filed a revised return, but it was the original return, due date return, you have to pay only one fee. That is same amount, but 1,000, 5,000, one fee, not two fee. Clear this point, sir? Similar changes have been brought for updated return, which were allowed for only 2 years. Now it is allowed for 4 years, provided you pay 25%, 50%, 60%, 70%. But in addition to that, something very important has come. If you have received a notice under section 148 for reassessment, you can still update your return. You can still update your return. Right from here, 26, 27, and the same have been brought there. What I'm trying to explain, the amendment which have been brought in the Income Tax Act 1961 through the Finance Act 2026 are applicable for assessment year 26, 27, as well as for a tax year 26, 27. In addition to that, in 26, 27, lot of amendments have been made. The most important amendment, because the time is short, so I'm not going the way I should have gone, is MAT provision. You know that you had to pay a MAT, minimum alternative tax, in case state company or a foreign company even also, at the rate of 15%. Agreed? And you were allowed to carry forward the MAT credit to 15 years. Clear, sir? To 15 years. Now, please remember, this is for finance act this is for tax year 26-27, not for assessment year 26-27. Not for assessment year 26, financial tax year 26-27. Please note, earlier we were given an option to opt for new regime under 115B AA or BAB. And at that time we were told whatever tax credit is there will not be allowed to be carried forward. Remember? And we opted for it. Now, most of the people have not opted. They have been given now warning. Look here, opt for new regime. Opt for new regime. If you don't opt for new regime, you will be liable to pay a final tax of 14% without tax credit to be carried forward. Final means no credit. And if you go for the old regime, you will pay 14% and whatever tax credit you have earlier is gone. It is gone. No, you cannot take a benefit of tax credit if you remain in the old regime. But if you opt for new regime now means this year, tax year 26-27, you will have to take a decision. And if you opt for new regime, you will be allowed to carry forward the tax credit to the extent of 25% of the tax payable every year. 20. Suppose I have to pay tax in the year 2 crore rupees, and there is a tax credit. 25% of 2 crore, up to 50 lakh, I can set off. And balance I can carry forward because the maximum carry forward is allowed for 15 years. This is only when you opt for new regime. And that is, new section for that is section 200 or 201, which was earlier 115B AA and BAB. Opt for new regime will give you the benefit of the tax credit of the MAT for 15 years, whatever is the period left. But please note, to the extent of 25% of the total tax payable by you. Is this clear? If you don't opt for new regime, this year, your tax credit is gone. It's completely gone. And you have to pay final tax 14%. And in future also 14% unless you opt for new. लेकिन वो वाला तो चला गया ना, जो benefit था, आपको credit था, that is gone. So please take a decision this year that if you go for new regime, you will have to take it. Another point very important. Time short है इसलिए मैं छोटी-छोटी चीजें बता रहा हूँ, ज़्यादा नहीं. 428 section earlier was, that is 234F, 1,000 penalty, fee 1,000 or 5,000 late filing. Then came that you can revise the return even after 31st December. So 422B says 1,000, 428B, 1,000, 5,000. Clear? Which was 234F, 234I. Look here. If you're filing the audit report this year for assessment year 2026-27, and if there is a delay, you know how much is the penalty? 0.5% subject to maximum of 1,50,000. Next year, if you delay the return, it is not penalty, it is fee. It is fee which is mandatory. If you delay it by 1 month, you have to pay 75,000. If you delay more than 1 month, you have to pay 1,50,000. So please note, there is no penalty for late filing of audit report. There is a fee for late filing of audit report, not this year, not for assessment year 26-27, but for tax year 26-27, which you will file in the next financial year 27-28. And if you file by 31st October, we have no issue. But if you file after 31st October, 30 days, 75,000 to be deposited first as a fee, and then 1,50,000. And if there is a report of 92E, which is now 172, transfer pricing report, because that is 30th November. And if you file delayed, 30 days delayed, please pay a fee of 50,000. Fee, it is fee, pay fee of 50,000. More than 30 days delay, please pay a fee of 1 lakh. It is fee, it is not penalty. It has not to be initiated. It has to be paid in advance, immediately. Otherwise, it will be adjusted from your self-assessment tax also. Are you noticing my point? Audit report come mandatory to be filed. Welcome, sir. Our past president, तो वेदजान जी को welcome तो करना ही पड़ेगा. चल, please. Coming back. Next point, please. Very interesting. Very interesting. 194T. Remember? 194T is remuneration and interest payable to partner. Am I right? Amendment came that you have to deduct TDS. Am I right? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. And you are always asking for, what about 40B? What about 40B? Remember? Please note, the TDS has to be deducted from next year now, at the time of payment. Not at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. At the time of payment. You may credit the amount, the 31st March 2027. Not paid any amount, no need of deducting the TDS. TDS will be deducted only at the time of payment. Or pay karenge to pay the TDS. How will they link it now? But this is the amendment which is very important. This is section 393, subsection 3, serial number 7. And when you read the serial number 7, they will all say, no, sir, at the time of credit or payment. Even in the beginning, it is written at the time of credit or payment. But they did not realize that you have to make the payment of tax, clause 3 mein likha hai, at the time of payment. At the time of payment. It is missed, or I don't know, or intentional. I have not checked up. I never wanted to tell them that this you have been committed. This is the mistake you have committed. It's not a mistake, maybe intentional. So be careful about that. Now, to a great extent, there is a relaxation for deducting of the tax in case any amount credited or paid as salary, remuneration, and of course, interest to the partners. That point is also very important, but a very interesting says, let me tell you. Section 393(1) says, 393(1) TDS in case of resident. Section 393(2) says, TDS in case of non-resident. Non-resident, including foreign company. Section 393(3) says, TDS in case of any person. Any person means resident or non-resident. पहले हमें जब पढ़ते थे तो we never used to say payable to resident or non-resident. Now non-resident grouped under 393(2), resident grouped under 393(1), and any person grouped under 393(3. उसमें लॉटरी है, ऑनलाइन गेम है, वो तो मेरे समझ में आ गया. लेकिन पता क्या लिखा है? फॉर्म 13 आप भरते हैं सर, भरते हैं ना, which is more 128. Why do you file form 13? For deduction of tax at nil rate or at lower rate. I'm not talking about 15G, 15H. वो 121 form है. I'm talking about form 13 which were filed by you for no deduction of tax at source or lower deduction of tax at source. Now they said, and there were certain restrictions that you cannot file form 13 in the case of lottery, in the case of the... Now they say anybody can file form 13 on any income. How can it be possible, sir? Lottery is taxable at the rate of 30%. There is no deduction allowed under 58(4) old on account of lottery. There is no loss to be set up against lottery. So how can there is a possibility of nil deduction of tax at source or lower deduction of tax source in case of lottery, in case of virtual digital asset, in case of online game? There is no possibility. I told them, what is this? He said, वो कर लें, हम देंगे नहीं. मैं कहा, what is this? What is the use of law? You should have told on this, for these income you cannot. But now you can apply for form 13, which is now form 128 for any income, either at nil rate or at a low rate. Very surprising. But one thing very important, TCS. Earlier for filing the statement of TCS, 27 EQ, what was the time limit? For June closing, 15 July. Am I right? For September closing, 15th October. For December closing, 15th January. Am I right? And for March closing, 15th May. May, hai na? Now, exactly like TDS. For June closing, 31st July. For September closing, 31st October. For December closing, 31st January. And for March closing, 31st May. There is no difference whether it's TDS or TCS, date of filing a statement under, now it is section 143, Form 143 for TCS. It'll remain the same which was there for TDS. Why? They have started with tax deducted and collected at source. For both the same date, simplified. I will say this is simplified, or we have to remember the date of TCS is a different, and then the date for filing a TDS. So that also has become a simplification for all of us. It is really good, which is very interesting situation. Very interesting situation. There are sections 26 to 66 for business and profession. Please concentrate. Deduction 26 to 66, says provisions 26 to 66 for business, which were earlier 28 to 44 BD. Clear, sir? Now wait a minute. Section 26 is same as section 28. The following incomes are taxable under the head profit or gain or business profession. Section 26, section no. Section 29, which was earlier, now it is 27. For computing the income under the head profit or gain or business, the provisions of section 58 to section 60, other than 58, shall apply. Provisions, deduction, provisions relating to section 28 to section 60, other than section 58, shall apply. अब 29 सेक्शन को जरा ध्यान से सुनना. एक 36 सेक्शन हमारा होता है, 36. And there are so many deductions under 36, we used to call it other deduction. 36. The 36 section has been divided into 4 sections. Section 36 has been divided into 4 sections. One is section 29. All deduction relating to employer contribution for employee welfare. All contribution by the employer for employee welfare are given in section 29. Like Provident Fund, Recognized Provident Fund, Superannuation Fund. I'll come to that a little bit. Now section 30. All types of premium paid by the employer are covered under something. Yeah.
Giri sir, last minute. Giri sir, last minute. Last 1 minute, Giri sir.
मुझे पता था सर. Nothing new. Nothing new. मैं तो शुरू किया है अभी. तभी मैंने इधर उधर से घूम लिया. I knew it because आपको वेल्थ कमाने की दिक्कत थी. आप वेल्थ कमाते रहे, यहाँ तो टैक्स देना पड़ेगा. This is the difference, you know. You thought you will be able to make money. कोई नहीं करा था जब तक यहाँ नहीं लिखा. If you have the wealth, you will be able to make money. Otherwise, कुछ नहीं है. चाहे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज हो, चाहे कोई लाइफ में कुछ भी हो. You have to have destiny for earning that. You should, if it is destined for all. ठीक है, मैं 1 minute, क्योंकि मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि मेरे को हमेशा स्लिप ही आती है. आज स्लिप नहीं आई, बोल दिया गया ये बंद कर दो यार. चलिए सर, मैं कर रहा हूँ सर. मैं कर रहा हूँ. I know that their difficulties, you know. What I'm trying to explain, सबसे important point, अब ये पूछने थी इसलिए. Employee contribution to Provident Fund, ESI and other was, in the old act was allowed. Only deduction if same was deposited on or before the due date under the respective Provident Fund Act, EICAI Act, according to that is 15 days. Now, employee contribution to recognized Provident Fund shall be allowed at deduction even if it is deposited by the due date of furnishing the return. Just like employer contribution, up to due date of furnishing the return of income. That if you deposit by 263(1), due date of furnishing return of income, we'll allow you. पहले क्या होता था, employee contribution disallow, employer contribution allow to the, but wait, you have to deposit by due date under 263(1). If 1 day is delayed, deduction will not be allowed of employee's contribution, but it will be allowed for employer's contribution. Be careful about that. This is the difference. Employer contribution, you could file up to due date, you will get on 43 basis. Now it is not 30, but if you deposit late, it was allowed and it is deposited. But employee contribution was allowed only within the 15 days time, whatever the time was allowed. Now, employee contribution can be paid by due date of the return, due date of return. And if you delay 1 day, not allowed at all. But if you do it by 30%, by due date, you will be allowed deduction. So very important, very. And second point, Section 58, 44 AD, 44 ADA, 44 AE is mandatory now. Mandatory means you will have to opt for this section. And if you don't opt for this section, you will have to maintain books of accounts and get them audited. पहले ऐसा नहीं था. पहले option थी. You could apply. Now it is not there. You will have to opt for it. Read the note given there. वो 5-year period, everything is there. Nothing has changed. Same remains. But what I'm trying to explain, if it is your first year, you don't want to take 44 AD, it is mandatory. You will have to take the 44 AD, otherwise you will have to maintain books of account and get them audited. बहुत point थे sir, और sir मैं देख लिया. बहुत point थे, लेकिन मेरी भी मजबूरी है, इनकी मजबूरी है. So thank you very much for the patient hearing.
Thank you very much, CA Dr. Girish Ahuja, sir. And now for the concluding remarks and also propose vote of thanks, I'd like to invite CA Navya Malhotra, Chairman NIRC ICAI.
A very, very good evening to each one of you present. Once again, a very good evening. So kindly allow me to give the vote of thanks and then I'll come out to you, sir. So, to the Honorable President Prasanna ji in absentia, he is joining in a while. The Vice President in absentia, to the respected council members, former presidents, former central council members, the regional council members, the former chairmen of the regional council, the former regional council members, senior members, and my dear friends. It is immense pleasure to propose this vote of thanks to this technical topic given on capital market earlier by CA Nilesh Shah ji, CA Sunil Singhania ji, who are both the investment experts. Now the topic was on income tax, who is given by one and only our CA Dr. Girish Ahuja ji. A huge round of applause to Girish Ahuja ji for his enlightening address. Let me be candid in saying this thing, that today as we mark the celebration of 78th CA Day, it is between us that we proudly celebrate this day, not only as a mark of this celebration, but as a thing that we submit to the society that we are not only now the partner in nation building, but rather now we have become the partner in global building. I must congratulate each one of you, your families, your dear friends, your office, everyone, the happy CA Day. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, CA Navya Malhotra, Chairman NIRC. I now request Navya ji to felicitate the distinguished speaker for this session, CA Dr. Girish Ahuja, sir. Thank you very much, Girish, sir. The eco-friendly welcome and gratitude. And this is an artwork that depicts Kalpriks. Thank you. Hello. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
So
hello. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. Hello. Hello.
So it's 5:50 according to the time on my mobile. And we're expecting the chief guest for the 78th CA Day function, the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, to be with us here in the plenary hall by 6. So the sequence of event is that a minute or two before 6, he will alight at the premises. Then there'll be a group photograph with the ICAI President, Vice President, other Central Council members. You will then find around 5:57 the Central Council members entering from this gate and taking their respective seats. And then when the Honorable Vice President comes from this side, we request everyone to kindly rise, because upon the arrival of the Honorable Vice President of India, we'll begin with the national song, Vande Mataram, and that will be followed by national anthem. And after these two, kindly remain standing for the ICAI motto song. So the total duration for these three would be roughly about 4.5 minutes. Thank you. Please allow me time to make a few more announcements. First, right now we'd like to play a video, because even as we celebrate the 78th CA Day function, there are a lot of publications that the ICAI committees come up with. So I request my colleagues to kindly play the video of different publications. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a collage of all the publications that have been prepared by the different committees of the ICAI. It's a beautiful spectacle here inside the plenary hall, Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi, where the entire CA fraternity seems to have converged. Thank you so much for your gracious presence. Also, I see in the initial rows, Honorable past Presidents of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the regional council members, distinguished chartered accountants. Thank you, everyone. It's a celebration today as we all gather here. And the wishes and the best wishes, blessings of many people are trending on the social media. Let me take the liberty of reading the message that Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sent this morning. And in his social media X handle, Prime Minister says, greetings on Chartered Accountants Day to the entire CA fraternity. They have long been trusted partners in India's economic journey. Through their commitment to transparency and professional excellence, they strengthen our financial systems, support businesses, encourage entrepreneurship, and inspire confidence among investors. Their expertise contributes significantly to economic growth and nation building. As we move towards becoming a Viksit Bharat, their efforts help create an environment where enterprise can flourish and opportunities can expand for all. That's the message by the Honorable Prime Minister and many others who have expressed greetings on the CA Day. We also reciprocate with heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. So I was making the announcement that upon the arrival of the Vice President, kindly rise, we'll have the national song, followed by the national anthem, and then the ICAI motto song. And same process will repeat when we conclude the plenary session. Then we'll again have the Vande Mataram, the national song, and the national anthem. Even as we await the arrival of the Honorable Vice President of India, I think we should also take the opportunity to express gratitude to doctors, because 1st of July is also Doctors' Day. We all know that the CA Day is celebrated because it was on 1st of July 1949 that our dear institute came into existence by the CA Act. But do you know why 1st of July is observed as Doctors' Day? It happens to be the birthday of Dr. B.C. Roy, a very learned doctor who was also the second Chief Minister of West Bengal. And the highest award that India has for doctors for excellence in medical field is also named after him, Dr. B.C. Roy Medical Award. Today is also special because it marks 9 years of GST. The indirect tax reform that came on this very day in the year 2017. Today, the 1st of July, also marks 11 years of launch of Digital India campaign. Let me ask you another quiz question. Do you know which city in India is called the land of destiny? That's right, Visakhapatnam. And you know why in December, Visakhapatnam with the cynosure of all eyes? Why will the land of destiny, Visakhapatnam, be the cynosure of all eyes, as in everybody will be attracted to go there? Because the land of destiny, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, will proudly host WAFA, World Forum of Accountants. The dates have been announced, 16, 17, 18. So these are weekdays, unlike the previous versions where it was during weekends. Registrations are open. So for those who like to get the insights from the thoughtful leaders, network, and gauge into the future of the profession, please learn more about WAFA, which will be scheduled from 16th through the 18th of December this year. So when we'll play the national song, Vande Mataram, do you know on which date it was written? How many years of Vande Mataram is India celebrating? Correct. 150 years. It was on 7th of November, 1875, that Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay created Vande Mataram. And whenever we hear the recitation of the national song, as citizens of this great nation, Bharat, it fills us with great pride and patriotism. So I'm very sure when we start the plenary session by playing Vande Mataram, it will only encourage each one of us, chartered accountants, to rededicate ourselves to our roles of being a nation builder. Please welcome the Honorable President of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Prasanna Kumar D. CA Mangesh Kinure, Vice President, ICAI. CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, Immediate Past President, ICAI. And CA Dr. Jay Kumar Batra, Secretary, ICAI. Congratulations, sir, on the 78th Chartered Accountants Day. Kindly settle down. We are in absolute readiness to start the plenary session. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. Kindly remain standing for the national song, followed by national anthem. Thank you.
Shasya Shyamala Mataram उपासिता भूषिता धरणी धरणी मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे गावे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Kindly remain standing for the ICAI motto song. Thank you.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता
Kindly be seated. Namaskar. Happy 78th Chartered Accountants Day. It was on 1st of July 1949 that via CA Act, our dear Institute of Chartered Accountants of India came into existence. And today, on the 1st of July 2026, as we all gather here in the plenary hall, Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi, first and foremost, let us express gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the 77 years of the illustrious journey of the Institute. Let's have a round of applause for everyone, please. We are extremely honored to have amongst us, as chief guest for 78th CA Day function, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. I request the chief guest and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the ceremonial lamp. We also pray to Goddess Saraswati for her blessings.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती.
Thank you very much. We pray to the light of the lamp that every family is happy and healthy. Thank you very much. And now for his welcome speech, may I invite CA Dr. Jaikumar Batra, Secretary, ICAI.
स्वागतं सुस्वागतं व हृदये अस्माकम् आगतः आगत्य भवन्तः सर्वे धन्यं कुर्वन्तु नो ग्रहम्. A warm welcome to all of you. By your gracious presence, you have blessed and enriched this gathering. While today we are celebrating our 78th CA Day, our welcome is even more enduring human worth, mutual respect, and the shared pursuit of belongingness and togetherness. It is in that spirit that I extend my deep, heartfelt, warm welcome to our most valued invited chief guest of the day, the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radha Krishnanji. I also extend my sincere gratitude for being here on the dais, respected CA Prasanna Kumar DG, President ICAI, respected CA Mangesh P. Kinreji, Vice President ICAI, respected CA Charanjot Singh Nandaji, immediate past President ICAI. Of the dais, I would like to welcome all our distinguished government nominees and members of the Central Council. Respected past presidents and past Central Council members, Chairman NIRC and his team, and the managing committee members of other regional councils, branches, overseas chapters, and rep offices. Officials from the government, regulatory authorities, industry, academia, and media, my dear esteemed members and dear students, Namaskar and warm greetings to all of you. On behalf of ICAI, it's my proud privilege to extend a warm and respectful welcome to all of you here and to all of those who have joined us virtually. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radha Krishnanji. Sir, your presence has elevated this occasion, has inspired the entire Chartered Accountants fraternity. May I request the august gathering to join me in giving a warm round of applause to our honorable chief guest. This 78th CA Day marks another glorious milestone in the remarkable journey of ICAI, which has consistently upheld the highest standards of professional excellence, integrity, independence, and public service. With these words, once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to all of you, gratitude to each one of you for being part of this 78th Chartered Accountants Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CA Dr. Jaikumar Batra, Secretary ICAI, for your welcome address. And now, we would like to request the chief guest and the ICAI leadership to step forward, come in front of the stage, because we like to felicitate the Honorable Vice President of India. It is indeed a proud moment for all of us to have the gracious presence of Shri C.P. Radha Krishnanji, and I would like to request the Honorable President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, C.A. Prasanna Kumar D, to present the Honorable Chief Guest the traditional shawl. The eco-friendly welcome by presenting this planter, a memento that depicts Gautam Buddha spreading the message of peace and harmony, and a very special handcraft. What you now see is completely handmade. The artist is Subodh Kumar, who's seated here with his family. This includes the process of designing, cutting, seasoning, polishing, framing, and then this end result. Thank you very much. We would like to thank everyone who has made contribution to CA Benevolent Fund. And today, sir, please stay. Sir, may I request everyone to kindly stay in front of stage for the next set of recognition as well. We would like to thank everyone who has made contribution to CA Benevolent Fund. And today on the 78th CA Day function, ICAI would like to recognize the highest contributors. Please welcome on stage CA Sunil Talati and CA Aniket Talati, the father-son duo, both past presidents of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And as they come up, they will be conferred a shield by the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. This is in grateful recognition of the exceptional contribution of rupees 1 crore towards the CA Benevolent Fund. Heartfelt gratitude to you. We would like to invite CA Nilesh Vikamse and CA Hasmukh Dedia. They will be conferred a shield by the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, in grateful recognition of their exceptional contribution of rupees 1 crore towards the Chartered Accountants Benevolent Fund. The CA Benevolent Fund, CABF, is registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860, and it was established in December of 1962 with the objective of providing financial assistance, maintenance, and other similar purpose to the needy members of the Institute, their spouse, children, and dependent parents. Please welcome now CAS Santhana Krishnan and S. Ramakrishnan ji in grateful recognition of their exceptional contribution of rupees 1 crore plus towards the CA Benevolent Fund. Both of them will now be conferred a shield by the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. And in this chronology, we'd like to invite now, representing CA Parivar, can we have CA Dr. Sanjeev Singhal please come up on stage for a contribution of rupees 1 crore towards CA Benevolent Fund. Our gratitude to everyone who contributes to the Benevolent Fund. And these highest contributors are an inspiration for us. And now we come to the release of the first edition of the 75th volume of the ICAI Journal. Yes, it was on 1st of July 1952 that we had the inaugural edition of the CA Journal, and today the 75th volume is being launched by the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. The cover page says, transforming profession, building trust, embracing innovation, strengthening nation. Congratulations. Kindly take your seats. Thank you. In a significant step towards digital transformation, and today, 1st of July 2026, marks 11 years of Digital India. So in a significant step towards digital transformation, the Peer Review Board of ICAI has developed a fully integrated web portal to automate and streamline the entire peer review process, making compliance faster, smoother, and hassle-free for members. The portal digitizes the complete peer review lifecycle, starting from the submission of applications, allotment of a panel of peer reviewers, to the submission of peer review reports and generation of peer review certificates. May I now request the Honorable Vice President of India to kindly e-launch the PRB web portal. We'd like to acknowledge the guidance of CA Vishnu Kumar Agarwal, Chairman, Peer Review Board, and CA Dayaniva Sharma, Vice Chairman, Peer Review Board. Congratulations, the PRB web portal stands e-launch as part of 78th CA Day function. And finally, on the historic occasion of the 78th Chartered Accountants Day, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, in collaboration with MyGov, the Government of India's flagship citizen engagement platform under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, METI, is launching very proudly today the ICAI Jan Utsav, celebrating 78th Chartered Accountants Day. May we request the Honorable Vice President to launch it. Thank you very much. This unique collaboration marks a significant milestone as MyGov joins ICAI in celebrating the 78th CA Day, taking the occasion beyond the profession and making it a nationwide celebration of trust, accountability, and excellence. This initiative has been undertaken by the Public Relations Committee of ICAI, headed by CA Sridhar Mopala, the Chairman, and CA Rajesh Sharma, Vice Chairman. Of course, under the leadership of CA Prasanna Kumar D, President ICAI, and CA Mangesh Kinnare, Vice President ICAI. May I now request CA Mangesh Kinnare, Vice President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, for his speech. Thank you.
Good evening, all. Our esteemed chief guest on this 78th CA Day, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, Honorable Vice President of India, Honorable President of ICAI, CA Prasanna Kumar D. Sir, Honorable Immediate Past President Charanjot Singh Nanda ji, Secretary ICAI, distinguished delegates from government, regulators, industry and academia, Honorable Past Presidents present here, my Central Council colleagues, past Council colleagues, representatives from media, my dear professional colleagues and students. At the outset, let me wish you a very happy Chartered Accountants Day to all of you. Today marks the proud milestone in the illustrious journey of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, established by an Act of Parliament in 1949. As we celebrate 78th year of excellence, we take immense pride in the profession that has consistently upheld the values of integrity, independence, and public trust. While making significant contribution to the country's growth and financial stability, the Institute has always strived with a professional excellence. The chartered accountancy profession in India today commands global respect and recognition. The distinction has been earned through unwavering commitment of our members, students, past leaders, and all the stakeholders who have contributed to strengthening the Institute and enhancing its reputation across the world. ICAI today only has been recognized by many global authorities and bodies. Today only we have renewed our mutual recognition agreement with CPA Australia. As India progresses towards the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, the responsibility of our profession becomes even more significant. Good governance, financial discipline, transparency, and investor confidence will remain the cornerstones of a developed economy, and chartered accountants have a vital role in strengthening each of these pillars. Our past president, late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, has said that dreams is not that which you see while sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep. With such dreams in their mind, our forefathers have started the journey of our profession and the Institute, and we are all striving our hard and best to follow them to continue this great journey. The future of our profession is also being shaped by the technological innovations. Recognizing this transformation, ICAI has undertaken several forward-looking initiatives, including ChatGPT, including CAGPT, Student GPT, AI-focused learning programs, forensic standards, information system standards. With this kind of a future turn initiatives reflect our commitment to equipping members and students with future-ready capabilities while preserving the ethical values and professional judgment that distinguishes our profession. Technology will continue to transform the way we work, but integrity, independence, and professional wisdom will always remain the defining strengths of a chartered accountant. In this scenario, the role of chartered accountants as a responsible and ethical professional is very important. As we celebrate this memorable occasion, let us renew our commitment to lifelong learning, professional excellence, and service to the society. Together, let us continue to strengthen the public trust, inspire future generations, and contribute meaningfully towards building a stronger, self-reliant, and globally competitive India. I once again extend my heartfelt greetings to every member and student of ICAI on this proud occasion and wish the Institute continued success in the journey towards greater excellence. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai ICAI.
Thank you very much, CA Mangesh Kinure, Vice President ICAI. And now, on the occasion of 78th CA Day, for his speech, please welcome President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Prasanna Kumar D.
Most respected Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan Ji, Honorable Vice President of India and Chief Guest for today's CA Day celebrations, respected CA Mangesh Kinure, Honorable Vice President, other dignitaries of the dais, fellow members, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. I am very happy and delighted today to share the dais with a great personality, the Honorable, the Vice President of India, on this happiest occasion of the Chartered Accountants Day. At the outset, I wish you all very happy 78th Foundation Day. See, C.P. Radhakrishnan sir is a distinguished public personality. He started his journey as a student leader to Member of Parliament to Governors of State. From Governors of State, he has achieved today one of the highest, second highest position in the country, the Vice President of India. C.A. Mangesh Kinure and I, along with the past President C.A. G. Ramaswamy sir, we met Honorable Vice President of India on 17th of June 2026. That day, they have permitted us, the appointment is for 10 to 15 minutes for a discussion with the Honorable Vice President, sir. We went there. We started a discussion. We have went with a certain agenda to speak to him, which is only for 13 minutes. We went there. After going there, Honorable Vice President, sir, Vice President of India, sir, he started discussing about how chartered accountants have contributed for the economic growth of this country. How in its own place, Tirupur, how the chartered accountants have contributed to the economic growth, and what should be done by the profession for the future of this country also. All the discussion took place, instead of 10 to 15 minutes, it went on 40 minutes. That is the type of recognition we have got from Honorable Vice President of India. Sir, today, for the depth of my heart, on behalf of the entire CA fraternity, we welcome you for today's CA Day celebration, sir. So, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was established by an Act of Parliament on 1st July 1949, much before we got Republic, with mere 1,685 members. Our journey has been a long 77 years of journey. Over a period of 77 years, we have grown big, multifold, and today we have got 4,63,045 active members, chartered accountants in our roles. And geographically also we have grown a lot. We have got 5 regional councils, 186 branches, and 54 overseas chapters, 31 overseas representative officers in 85 cities, spread out 47 countries across the world. That is the presence that we have. Thereby, we are the largest professional accounting body in the organization, world. C.A. G.P. Kapadia ji, the founder member of an institute and the first president of the institute, who is we always a founding father of the institute. He stated that a chartered accountant is a person on whom every section of the society should rely and rely very strongly. And we are all aware, our profession stands on 3 great pillars, that is excellence, independence, and integrity. And the integrity and ethics, they are the heart and soul of our profession. Excellence is the one which gives us the knowledge. Coupled with all these things, we have been maintaining the audit quality. Audit quality is the one which is expected by every chartered accountant. The opinion he gives is the paramount importance for the investors and shareholders and also the public at large and all the stakeholders also. That is the reason why this audit quality, what we maintain, that leads to the public trust. The public trust is very important for us. With our hard work and perseverance, we always see that public trust is sustained. As long as public trust is there, our profession will remain, our profession will not only remain, it will keep growing faster pace. Friends, to maintain this audit quality and to sustain the public trust, we have got many programs, continuous professional education programs, which is one of that kinds which is done by any professional accounting body in the country is there. That's the only chartered account profession. Since 1994, we have this continuous professional education programs to equip our members with knowledge. And we have got a great review mechanism. That is Financial Review Board, Financial Reporting Review Board, Quality Review Board, Taxation Audit Quality Review Board, and Peer Review Board. They are all doing so much of review activity so that audit quality is maintained suitably. Friends, because that we have maintained standards, because we maintain the quality, Government of India, the statute audit should be conducted by Chartered Accountant and Companies Act and also Income Tax Act, and so much of certification need to be given by Chartered Accountants and various enacts in the country, be it central government or state government is given. That is why our Chartered Accountant profession has got trust and trust from the Government of India also. Government of India, I want to say a few words about PMIS and Corporate Mitra. The Prime Minister Internal Scheme is a flagship, one of the flagship programs of the Government of India. We are all very happy to tell you that PMIS, chartered accountants could not take internship under PMIS scheme. Recently, Government of India permitted chartered accountants also to have PMIS. Not only that, the Honorable Finance Minister of our country, while she was delivering the budget speech, she said that we want to come with the corporate mitra who will be known as para-professionals to cater to the needs of MSME in Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 towns. That's why it has come now. Government of India came, they converged the corporate mitra with the PMIS. Both are going to be implemented by all the child across the country, and we are sure, beyond the expectation of Government of India, the chartered accountant raise to see that this youth of this country, from education, they'll be taken to employability. We will also see they also got self-employment opportunities to set up their own entrepreneurship or to have their own professional self-employment activity also. This is what we have done, and is going to be launched anytime. PMI is already launched. Corporate Mitra is going to launch during the month of July itself. So friends, the curriculum, the education, the practical training, exam system we have, we are strong foundation there laid by our forefathers. Even today, we produce world-class chartered accountants. We produce new age chartered accountants. We produce future-ready chartered accountants. That is why chartered accountant, wherever he is, great land, India, or anywhere in the world, his outstanding performance is there. We've got a great recognition everywhere. Friends, C.A. Kumaramangalam Billaji, a chartered accountant, a renowned industrialist in the country, he stated once, chartered accountant is not just a qualification. It is a pride and dignity of my life. This is what he said. This is true to all of us, that CA2 letters is a dignity and pride in the part of our life. Friends, Internationally, we've got a great leadership role. We've got to be recognized everywhere, right from South Asian Federation of Accountants, Confederation of Asia Pacific Accountants, and ASEAN Federation of Accountants, Pan-African Federation of Accountants, and ultimately the International Federation of Accountants. We've got recognition, we've got leadership roles everywhere. That is the stage the ICAI has got today internationally. Friends, let us continue this journey with the integrity and perseverance to see that flag of ICAI flies always high. Let us also be proud partners in the journey, in the economic growth of this country to see that we achieve Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Wish you all the best and thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much, CA Prasanna Kumar D, President, ICAI. And now we are honored to invite for his address the chief guest of 78 Chartered Accountants Day celebrations, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan Ji, Honorable Vice President of India.
मैं भारत माता के पवित्र चरणों को स्पर्श करता हूँ और उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ। भारत माता की जय। On the occasion of this Foundation Day of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the dignitaries who are sharing the dais with me, our President of ICAI, Sri Prasanna Kumar Ji, Vice President of ICAI, Sriman Mahesh P. Kinare Ji, former President of the Institute, Sriman Saranjot Singh Nanda Ji, Secretary of the Institute, Dr. Jaikumar Patra Ji, and my dear past presidents, council members, government nominees, and fellow chartered accountants, Bhai Behno, Sabko Namaskar. I am pleased to be here with you, all of you, on this day that is the occasion of the 78th Chartered Accountants Day. So you have completed 77 years and entering into the 78th year. What is more important is 77 long years without a deterioration of the standard. That is to be appreciated. This is a day that celebrates more than only a profession. This day celebrates a tradition of integrity, excellence, accountability, and the service to the nation. If there is no chartered accountant, how many officers is required? How the government officers can be sent to every institution, every business house, every business firm to check? That is humanly impossible. More and more government interference, the ease of business will go out. So your role in the building of the economy is unparalleled. It has to be appreciated. On this special day, I extend my heartiest congratulations to the President, Vice President, members of the Central Council, every member of the profession, and every student who carries forward the legacy of this great institution. I know one of my juniors started his career to pass the CA. He joined in one of the chartered accountant firm. He tried and tried and tried, but his son only passed. But to all your surprise, though he failed in the CA examination, he is one of the leading practitioners of both GST as well as the income tax practitioner. So that is the greatness of our examination standards. So my humble request is, so many requests will come. We need more chartered accountants, so why don't you dilute? Never dilute. More and more efficient people will come. More and more efficient people will come out. They will take care of the future. Over the last 77 years, the journey of the ICAI has closely mirrored the journey of Bharat itself, a journey of the institution building, of strengthening the governance, of nurturing trust, and of contributing to the economic progress of the nation. India's accounting heritage, however, is far older than the modern institutions that everybody knows. The principles of accountability, financial prudence, and record-keeping were recorded in the Arthashastra of Chanakya many centuries ago. That is the tradition of our great country. Those timeless ideas continued to resonate in the modern frameworks, standards, and ethical foundations that guide the profession today. From Kaudilya's principles of governance to today's standards of artificial intelligence, sustainability reporting, and digital assurance, the Chartered Accountant has remained at the center of India's economical and institutional development. Today, governance extends far beyond administrative decisions. It encompasses fiscal responsibility, data-driven policy-making, transparency, sustainability, and effective public financial management. This is the reason why I said never dilute, because you are safeguarding the system. Chartered accountants possess the unique combination of technical expertise, ethical grounding, and institutional understanding necessary to contribute meaningfully in all these domains. The profession has evolved from traditional functioning of accounting, auditing, and taxation to become a strategic pillar of business leadership and public policy making. Across boardrooms, government institutions, startups, and multinational corporations, chartered accountants serve as a chief financial officers, chief executive officers, policy advisors, entrepreneurs, and architects of sustainable growth. My dear sisters and brothers, we stand today at an important moment in India's developmental journey. From nowhere, we never thought, when Modi ji said, when he took over as the Prime Minister of this country for the first time, he said, economical growth is my ultimate aim. We never thought, including me, I am telling you. From nowhere, in these 12 years of developmental journey, we never thought we will be able to reach 5th position, then from 5th to the 4th position, maybe soon from 4th to the 3rd position we will be. So it is all because of everybody's contribution, especially the CA's contribution is immense. Massive investments in infrastructure, technology, renewable energy, and human capital are laying the foundation for long-term growth. The vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Sriman Narendra Modi ji's of Viksit Bharat by 2047 is much bigger than only achieving economical milestones. Economical growth without ethics will never serve any purpose. It is about creating a nation where governance is transparent, institutions are trusted, opportunities are inclusive, and prosperity reaches every section of the society. In this vision of a developed India, chartered accountants occupy a place of special importance. They are the custodians of trust in our financial systems. You sign, that means you are authorizing. You sign, that means you are regulating. You sign, that means you are see that the ethical standards are there. They are the custodians of trust in our financial systems, as I mentioned. They are, in every sense, the ambassadors of trust. In spite of so many failures, the CA's failure in this country is the highest minimal. It's not the highest, it is highest minimal. That is the greatness of you. How that is you are able to achieve it? Because of the standards you are following in your examinations. Never dilute your standards. That is my humble request to you. I am reminded of a saying of a great saintly poet Thiruvallur. He says, Araninum inbamum inum திறனறிந்து தீதின்றி வந்த பொருள். The one greatness of this poet Thiruvallur, in 2 lines, he has advised to the whole world what a king should do, what a citizen should do, what a woman should do, what a man should do, and what a king should do. He has said for everything. Thiruvallur says that wealth that is acquired by rightful means brings joy and happiness. That's what I always insist. Unless you protect the right people, how you can protect the right people? By punishing the wrong people only we can protect the right people. Otherwise, unhealthy competition will start. A man earning without any ethics, and the man earning with all ethics, both of them should not compete with each other. The competition should be fair enough. That is where your role in the future years is going to be more important. In the name of people are telling, ease of doing business. Yes, ease of doing business is a must. What is ease of doing business? Ease of doing business is doing the business within the law frame of this country. That is more important. That who can watch, who can regulate, who can educate, who can tell what it is. No diversification of funds when you take a loan from the bank. Who can teach? That all can be taught and educated only by one single person, that is chartered accountant. From the establishment of the Accounting Standards Board in 1977 to the adoption of Indian accounting standards that converged with international frameworks, ICAI has ensured that Bharat not only follows the global best practice, but also contributes in shaping them. That is the greatness of you. There were days everything has to be adopted what the well-developed Western countries are saying. The days are slowly but steadily getting over. The whole world is now started contributing, and India's contribution also immense, and especially in the auditing, your contribution is outstandingly well at all global standards. India today is recognized globally for the credibility of its financial reporting and governance of architecture. The introduction of initiatives such as unique document identification number and the audit quality maturity model and the information system audit standards demonstrates that the institute determination to remain ahead of the curve in an increasingly digital and technology-driven world. The global footprint of ICAI is equally impressive. From its role as a founding member of international accounting bodies to its extensive network of overseas chapters and representative offices, ICAI has emerged as a powerful ambassador of India's professional excellence. Thousands of Indian chartered accountants are contributing to business and economics across continents, strengthening India's reputation as a trusted source of financial and governance expertise. This success reflects not only individual achievement, but also strength of the institution that nurtured them. The contribution of ICAI to major national reforms has also been significant. Whether in the implementation of the GST, the Solvency and Bankruptcy Code, direct benefits transfers, or the new income tax framework, the profession has consistently provided expertise, guidance, and leadership. Chartered accountants have helped improve transparency, strengthen compliance, reduce leakages, and build confidence among investors, business, and citizens alike. Particularly noteworthy is the Institute's contribution to financial literacy and inclusion. Through thousands of awareness programs, outreach initiatives, and educational campaigns, ICAI has helped empower citizens with knowledge about saving, investment, taxation, and financial planning. Such efforts contribute directly to the vision of an economically empowered and financially aware Bharat. Equally impressive is the Institute's commitment to education and capacity building. By aligning its curriculum with the National Education Policy, integrated technology and sustainability into professional education, and supporting students from remote and underserved regions, ICAI is preparing the next generation of professionals for a rapidly changing world, especially rapidly changing Indian economy. This increasing participation of women in the profession is another encouraging sign of a more inclusive and representative future. Dear students, allow me to address a few words directly to you. The designation of chartered accountant is among the most respected professional qualifications in our country. Every balance sheet certified, every audit you are conduct, every institution you advise, and every decision you influence carries consequences for businesses, governments, investors, and society at large. Our nation needs you to uphold the highest ethical standards. So that's why I'm repeatedly telling, ease of doing business is not easing out everything. Ease of doing business is the hurdles which are not required has to be removed. The checks, all checks if you remove, then one day as I told, it will end in a disaster. We shouldn't go for it. We have to grow, no doubt about it. But we have to grow in the most positive way, in the most ethical way. "77 years ago, the founders of this institution envisioned a profession that could uphold financial truth and inspire public confidence in a newly independent nation. Today, that vision stands fulfilled in remarkable measure. ICAI has emerged as a globally respected institution, contributing significantly to India's economic progress, governance, architecture, and the international standing. Yet I firmly believe that the most interesting chapters in ICAI journey still lies ahead. My humble request to you, all of you, on this day, every district got its own specialization on a product. The thorough knowledge about the manufacturing of that product and the quality of that product should be specialized by the District Chartered Accountant Association. This is my humble request to all of you. When you have the practical knowledge, you can guide your customer, you can guide your client in a better way, how to save money without saving on quality. Saving on quality is a disaster. Save the quality is appreciable. Saving money on quality at the cost of the quality is disaster. So you should guide them. You should educate them. You should make them more successful entrepreneur. So for that you have to, every district got its own. And now Modi ji has announced a district, a product. You can take over. It may be crackers manufacturing, it may be garments, it may be carpets, it may be engineering goods, it may be, I went to Maharashtra, almost all the districts. In one district, I was surprised to know that they are the biggest banana exporters. I asked them how you have achieved this global standards. They told me, yes. We lost so much of money in the beginning. That compels us to learn. Because in the first, they get order, they send the goods. Then it gets rejected after the goods reaching there. Then they understand it has to be properly tested. Because the fertilizers, chemical fertilizers used is more. So the bananas get rejected. Now they are having a wonderful testing laboratories. But those who have gone first, they lost their money. At the cost of them, we learn. Instead of that, I request the district associations of chartered accountants, you should come forward, you make a team, you make a study about that product, and you help them how to reduce the cost. And the cost accountant and the chartered accountant, there must be more correlation, and you both must work together. If we want to achieve in the future, you should work together. You should not think that I am a chartered accountant or he is a cost accountant. This will help us. So the business houses will become more successful. When our client is successful, then we are more successful. That's what Gandhiji used to tell. Customer is always important. A customer buying a small thing or a customer who is coming to you as a client, all the same. We should take care of them. Then they will take care of us. This is the way that we have to grow together. Once again, I convey my warm greetings and the best wishes to the entire Chartered Accountancy fraternity. And God should bless all of us with every wealth, every health, and every happiness. Wealth is required only to be happy. We should not create the wealth at the cost of happiness. That should be the... I am just insisting on that. What is life? There is no happiness, there is no life. So we have to earn money, we have to spend money, and we have to spend money in such a way that our sons and daughters should realize the value of money. If they realize the value of money, that is the successful story of every parent. With these words, I thank you once again for inviting me and to share some of my views with you. Jai Hind, long live Mother Bharat.
We express gratitude to the Honorable Vice President for his illuminating address. Kindly rise for the national song, followed by the national anthem. Thank you.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे गावे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गावे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you very much. With that, we come to the conclusion of the plenary session of the 78th Chartered Accountants Day. We bow in reverence and gratitude to the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, for his gracious presence today. Thank you very much. And as he departs from the plenary hall, the dinner has been laid outside, so let us enjoy with some delicacies. Thank you everyone for your presence. Happy Chartered Accountants Day.
इसी से काम चला साला शुरू नहीं हुआ तो देर हो गई थी ना।
नहीं मैं ऊपर
नहीं आपने किया था एक्चुअली क्या ना फाइल ना अपने आप वो बंद हो जाती है।
अच्छा अच्छा
कोई नहीं ये था मेरे पास ये बात।
अच्छा ये नहीं चला
नहीं एक्चुअली क्या ना वो लॉक हो जाता है ना मुझे करना पड़ा कि लॉक ना लगे लॉक हो गया और ये टाइम होता नहीं पर हो गया ना काम बढ़िया।
लेकिन आप ये बड़े अच्छा करते हो सर जो संस्कृत करते हो बहुत अच्छा